It is good. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm saying that I feel like you could, like, if you take it from an analytical standpoint and from a retention standpoint of like what makes people really want to watch paintball, and you drill it down to like what is the big things that people are looking for outside of the sport that appeal to the sport, and you mix that together, I think you can genuinely find like a really easy way to find mass appeal in paintball, but just people don't want to do that. They just kind of want to do the same thing over and over again. So when you find it and you're like, oh, this is what people like to see, this is why airsoft does really good, or this is why, this sport does really good, or that sport, and you like take that paintball part out of it and put it into like this pool of other stuff and a story behind it. Dude, you can go to the freaking moon with that stuff. It's just we have to, get there. It's the hardest part.
So,
For
do
sure,
you
bro.
guys know? Okay,
And I'm gonna interrupt you,
go
Hatch,
ahead, go ahead,
because
go
with
ahead.
those wise words, I'm pretty much gonna say, hey, the podcast started. Welcome in, guys. It's episode 29. We got Mattthegymrat here. I was actually gonna show off this too. So we were talking about old documentaries. This is a sealed version of Heroes for a Day that sits on my
Oh.
desk. So that's like my little pride of motivation and historical ag shit.
So how'd you acquire that?
That was actually Due Fort Media, and I'm hitting all my
Damn.
hotkeys right now trying to put this back. But he found a sealed copy at the Extreme Paintball Warehouse and was like, "Hey, you
Wow.
want one?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So
Dude, a sealed one? That's like
Sealed.
That's like
It's never gonna be
different in
opened.
itself.
yeah,
Right? That's insane.
it's gonna be worth
Yeah, that's
probably
impressive.
nothing one day, but
So what's up, Matt? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm excited, dude. I've got like, a lot of stuff going on right now. With work and everything, I've always been busy, but take some time out of the day to make some content with some fellow content creators. I'm always down for it.
fuck yeah, man. And I'm going to finish the intro that Hatch kind of cut off for me. So we do want to thank our sponsor for this episode, Liquid IV. Thanks for coming on, guys. We have code Mafia_Moffitt, which you can use down below at the link, or you could just head over to their site, liquidiv.com. We'll talk about that more later on in the show, but code gets you 20% off and free shipping. So, hey, go use the code. But yeah, so we have the guys, Steven, Hatch, Brando, Baird, they're here, and then Mattthegymrat, who just gave us his intro. Thanks to Steven, who, dude, do you just want to host the show? Dude, I'd love that. It'd be so much
Okay,
easier.
look.
I could just come in, sit
Dude,
back.
I was just asking. I was like,
Fucking-
"Yo, how you doing, Matt?" And then as soon as I said, "How you doing, Matt?" He's like, "Oh, the 40 words started happening." That was when like the
And then
word
you're
counter
like,
started going.
"No." No, it was all
The
good.
thing is, I saw you doing your thing. You're like this. You're like focusing on your other monitor, and then I saw you go like this. Then I'm like, "Oh, he's recording for sure."
Oh, well, no, I was just focusing because every show I have to like line up like the names and shit. You see, I see that fancy little name right there. Yeah, that's not just there. I had to stutter there, so that happens too.
Looks so good, dude, right here.
Well, yours is above you, so nice job, Hatch.
Boom, right there. I meant it.
Perfect. But yeah, guys. So I mean, we got the one and only Gymrat on the show. You're wearing another deposit shirt, so that's sick. We talked about that last time, and dude, the
Goddamn,
merch is
so
here,
motivating.
so that's good to see. Is that your ring?
No, this is it's an Oni mask. It's a little teaser.
Oh, that's sick too.
Ooh.
Oh, I've like
Okay,
heard
okay.
whispers about this. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out. I think that like art style, that like kind of Japanese Oni art style is like it's really
So
cool.
badass.
That's so
Yeah,
white of me, but
what?
man, that just is what it is.
Dude, it is what it is, bro.
Anime.
Sometimes, okay, you ready for this one? This one is just kind of reminds me of, how there's like dudes in America that are like obsessed with like anime and like super weebs,
Yeah.
right? Dude, there are people in Japan that are like obsessed with like the Wild Wild West. Like,
Yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
dude. And they're doing like fake duels with like fake guns, and I'm like, dude, that is amazing. I would be that guy if I lived in Japan for sure.
Ni hao, partner.
Yeah, sure.
You're that guy. You live here.
Ni hao. I like that one. That's a good ass one.
No, that is a good point, Brandon. He already is Wild Wild West Hatch like a majority of the time. So
Yeah, maybe that'd be normal if I was over there.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's-
They'd
Normal's pretty
accept you with
far-fetched.
your body pillow. No, they still wouldn't.
No, yeah, I mean, even over there, Hatch would, let raise some alarm bells. It's
I'd
the
say.
stash. It's the stash, I think. It's a good
Thank you, bro.
stash, but no, okay.
Facial
never
hair
mind.
is rare.
I was talking about being a pedophile and you didn't get
Okay,
it, so
I
it's
was
all
gonna
good.
say how
so-
facial hair would be rare.
Yes, it would be. So Matt, what are your plans for the season, bro? Like, it is caught up. Off season's kind of coming to an end here, bro.
Yeah, man. off season's come to an end. I had a ton of fun just kind of relaxing and drilling a ton. Gonna play D3 this year with Clutch. Those are kind of like the homeboys back home, always at the fields with us practicing. We practice against them for NXLs. I play D4 with them at the local events, so gonna be doing that. I'm really excited because get to play with my friends, which, as y'all know, playing with your friends is like some of the best stuff that you could do. Yeah. So definitely gonna be looking forward to that. I've got NXL and the CPXL happening, and then gonna be doing a little bit of Bunker Fest and maybe some ICPLs. So got a busy schedule, and
Busy
I know
man.
like March is back to back to back tournaments. So I'm gonna be in Florida one weekend, Fayetteville the next weekend, and then we'll be in Dallas the weekend after that. So I'm gonna be moving, but yeah, I'm doing it all for the content, man. That's why I do it. I'm living out of hotel rooms and stuff like that for 8 months out of the year, just so I can get as much good content as I can. And Ryan knows that because that's the life of paintball. Is that if it doesn't come to you, then you got to go to it. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even
100%.
before this job, all the jobs I've always had have been like in some sort of like traveling production, and it's like that's it just is what it is. Events happen at different places in the country, so you got to get to them. Like it's not gonna happen always in your backyard.
Yeah, it's like I feel like the backyard ball has like a certain cap to it, right?
definitely.
You have to venture out to get that next boost of adventure, right?
Yeah, I mean, and
You can't.
that can apply to anything really. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, gotta get out of your town, even if it is like a big town. Maybe there's just better opportunities for that particular thing elsewhere.
Got to get out of that comfort zone, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, that's the only place you grow.
Dude, Brando got out of his
Show
comfort
this
zone
on
today,
camera.
the past 2 days.
Playing Valorant.
Dude,
Oh my
Brando,
God.
he has never played Valorant.
Dude.
And I'm like, dude,
I was trying to hold off on this topic as long as we could, and had
I'm sorry, I couldn't,
we're
dude,
10
I'm sorry.
minutes in.
I'm sorry, I
You're
couldn't,
so
dude.
excited.
Itching.
No, it's dope.
I'm sorry.
It's actually the last topic on my sheet, but hey, let's do it first. Let's go.
so Matt, you're a little bit of a gamer, but not as much since you've been traveling, right?
Yeah, ever since I started working, I've been focusing more on doing content. But I did download the new Harry Potter game, and that's been my
Legacy is
guilty
dope.
pleasure.
Yeah. How many hours you have in it?
I only have two, but it's
You
felt
have
like
not
a
even scratched the surface.
I
my
know,
friend.
but it's felt like a Harry Potter movie. Those 2 hours that I've played. So, but I've been focused on getting the recent YouTube video I just dropped. I've been focused on getting that out. So
For
I'm
sure,
a
man.
big stickler for making sure everything is perfect. So I make the video, upload it, go to work, and watch it 3 different times while I'm at work. Write down a bunch of notes, come home, and fix everything. So I do a bunch of that stuff. But yeah, that kind of gets in the way of gaming. So.
I mean,
That
yeah,
dude,
that's
I
work,
respect the grind.
Yeah, it's the content grind.
Yeah.
Dude, Harry Potter's fun. I've enjoyed it. But no, I definitely feel that it's like the off season is like the little time where it's like I don't have multiple events back to back. I don't have all this stuff to do. So I definitely took the off season off, and I'm getting back into it. We're getting more content. We had the dueling video. We got a video planned this weekend. We got more 1v1 type stuff planned too. But yeah, man, it was kind of nice to just relax for a couple months there, because dude, it was a long season last year, and I feel it's probably gonna be longer this year.
It'd be longer, yeah.
I feel like it's
definitely.
longer every single season, right? It's like some kind of change happens because the paintball world is just so chaotic that maybe an event is moved, or that then when they went to majors and minors, right? There's always just some kind of huge change every single year that makes it to where you just can't really rely on having a normal schedule when it comes to the NXL.
Well,
Yeah,
I
they're,
mean,
like,
maybe not
practicing
even
every weekend.
schedule wise. I just mean it feels like it's long because you're just back to back events when you have the Seeple stuff plus all the NXLs plus potentially trying to get to a couple ICPLs plus a Mech X Ball event here or there. Damn, dude, that adds up. That's already 10,
And
11 weekends right there. So
Plus we got a ref.
Valorant 2 nights in a row. I mean, that's even
Dude.
that's digging into it, isn't it, Brandon?
Dude,
Oh my god.
and
Tell us about
Brandon's a real boy with an actual saves people job. So
It's fucking yeah, no. It reminds me of I played a little bit of CS:GO several years ago, and I mean there's a reason why I stopped playing it.
yeah,
It's a little frustrating, man.
Well,
Jesus.
for sure, and definitely it's kind of funny because we're not making it easy on you. Hatch
No, we're not.
he's like, all right, man, here's my other account. You can play ranked instantly. We're gonna go straight in.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Brandon, within his first 5 minutes of downloading the game, is playing
ranked.
ranked bronze and silver, which is not amazingly high, but still, if you're just playing a game, like, dude, here's the crazy part. He outfragged one of our friends who has been playing this game for a long time, and I won't say his name, but Brandon
Dude.
popped off, and I was so proud.
My
I can
God.
only imagine. They're like, smoke mid, and you're like, what do I
Yep.
do?
I'm
Brando's just
hiding
kinda
in every
chilling.
corner.
Yep, he's like
Hiding
hiding.
in every corner.
He's just
He's
ratting.
opping CT. He's opping CT, and you're like,
And he's like, what the fuck's going on,
These
dude?
are words I've heard before, but
I saw him use his ability our
He
most
did
recent game.
in
so
our-
I saw him use it once.
yep. Just before we got on the podcast, for everyone listening, we were playing a couple games, building that camaraderie, that friendship, and yeah, Brandon started using his TPs. He started using some abilities. So, dude, he's gonna be radiant in 5 months.
I only know what one ability does. I don't know what the hell the other ones do.
Because the thing is, it's funny, right? We're playing with my other friends that like have played paintball in the past, right? And
Oh, this was hella funny. Yeah.
it was like, so shit's going down, right, dude? Frags are going crazy, bro. Kill here, kill there, right? Everybody's dying. Then all of a sudden, it's Brando and like one of my old teammates, Gage, and then he goes, "Oh, Brando, you know paintball? Cross it up, brother, cross it up." And they're like, and then they're like, "Oh, sure thing, bro." And then they're like just sitting, like just posted on him, dude. And it's like, and they just started running him down at the end, dude.
Yeah.
It was so
Well, and then-
funny.
The context that helps is like before that, Brandon was like, "Where do I look? Where do I look? Where do I
Yeah.
look?" And Gage knew if he said like arches or something, Brandon'd be like, "Where the
Yeah,
fuck
no
is
idea.
that?" So he was just like, "Hey, cross it up, cross it up." It was so funny.
I think it's just like the community that we have, and now, dude, getting Brando was like, I was like, "Yo, you want to play Valorant, Brando?" And he's like, "Is it free?" And I go, "Yeah, it's free." And he downloads it, and never looked back. It is what I love showing new people Valorant because I don't know about you, but watching noobs play something for the first time is like the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
know you
like-
played a lot of like PUBG. Did you guys have any moments like that too, where you brought in like Will or something for the first time? And
So my PUBG days were like before I got really big into paintball, and I sunk a solid 1,500 hours in like 1 year into that game,
Jesus.
and then Apex, nobody that I knew in paintball actually played Apex, so I kind of had like my Twitch friends that played Apex, so I never had that, but I would intentionally work on like communication skills in Apex to get better at paintball. So, and I would take the paintball stuff of like just like simply asking people what they need or like who's shooting at them and stuff like that. I just do that. And so like I kind of always use video games to work on like my paintball skills.
you kind of paintball almost to help out with video games too. Like kind of
Yeah,
goes back and
same
forth.
without a
You
doubt.
know?
Yeah,
It's,
hand in
it's
hand, yeah.
similar skills. Like yes, 100%.
Same, but different.
Yeah, like it's of course, obviously, it's not the same. But
Obviously, I'm not gonna 360 a guy in paintball. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
right?
you never know, man.
But-
Go to a paintball explosion. Don't they have that Nuketown map? You can go 360
I
off,
played that, dude.
off the back.
Like second in PPL event ever when NPPL was dying. Played that paintball explosion where it was turf over asphalt.
Fire.
Worst experience ever.
Fire.
But okay, I would be that noob if you were to train like play PUBG. I would be that guy because I have no experience on PUBG. That game's crazy. That game's so foreign to me.
All I know isn't the PUBG Car 98 a one-shot headshot?
Yeah, to a level 2, not a level 3.
Damn,
Helmet.
see? That's like I was even
Damn.
wrong on that.
Is that the game with the frying pan?
Yep.
Yes.
You can like block bolts with a frying pan.
Yeah.
Frying
you get
pan's
that
OP.
now too.
That's crazy, bro. Have they like myth busted that? Like, where are the Mythbusters?
They probably have. I feel like it. Maybe I could. My dad's got a ton of cast iron skillet pans. I could probably just go out in the backyard one day.
Dude, in the
Fire
name of
Be
content. In the name of content.
I'm not, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Does
So
cast
the
iron
next
stop a
video-
45?
Yeah. The next video I have coming out is how bad does it get hurt, or how bad does it hurt to get shot by every paintball? And so I got shot by every paintball from a 50 caliber up to a first strike, and then I also did a metal riot round.
Nice.
And so
Should
if
have
I
done
could
pepperball
have,
too.
I was just about to say
yeah,
that.
dude, the ball I got shot with was a solid metal ball.
Yeah, it was like a
wrapped
ball
in
bearing
PVC.
pretty much. Like
Yeah, and
What?
so my buddies would not let me get shot with my shirt off. Like all three of them were like, "No, we're not going to shoot you with your shirt off." But I got shot with every other paintball with my shirt off.
trying to flex, I feel it.
Dude,
Looking good.
I wanted it to look as bad as it possibly could. But saying that, I definitely in the back of my head the whole time I wish I had a bulletproof vest and somebody with like a 9mm to just shoot me, just to kind of compare it, because I think that would be the best content ever. And
That
like
would
talking
be-
about
You're
Yeah,
that
like-
guy. You're like
talking about like relations, like like I was talking about like how to appeal to like the mass audience.
Mhm.
Everyone knows like, hey, it's not safe to get shot by a real bullet, and so it's like, oh, let's see how it compares to paintballs. And so I would have loved to do that, but that probably costs money and some other stuff.
a lot of
that I have to
liability
do.
insurance, probably.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if there was like 100% guarantee, like, hey, dude, you're not gonna die, it's just gonna hurt like a motherfucker, like I'd sign my name. So,
Dude,
Fuck yeah,
that
dude.
is so
in the name
badass.
of content. I appreciate that.
I mean, I got shot by a first strike round, like square in my back
Dude.
with no shirt on.
First strike.
What's up? How was
Do
how was
they
that
hurt
one?
more? I feel like they
How
do.
far
So-
away?
To be honest, the field paint hurt the most.
Makes sense, right? Because it's like
Yeah,
the most
the-
bouncy. It's gonna have kind of the less energy broken. when
I
it's-
started bleeding like immediately once it hit.
Damn.
Me.
Damn.
Yeah.
How
So,
far away
Does
were they
your
shooting
pant-
you?
Does your
probably like 25 yards.
Okay.
So like it was like maybe, like from Dorito 1 to Dorito like 3 or 4, if you would like compare it. But
Yeah.
it's
Not
not.
too
It
far.
wasn't crazy far, but it was close enough that they wouldn't miss, even though they still missed half the time that they shot at me. So, like hit me in my arm. I'm like, come on, dude. It's like hit me on my back.
So
We had the
you,
GoPro on super slow mo so we could get all the paintballs hitting me in my back.
Nice. You should have set up for the first strike. Had someone like in the woods, like 200 feet away with a sniper. Like I don't know. That would have been visually pretty funny. He's got like a ghillie
Is that
hat
how
on.
far they
like-
go?
First
Is that how
strikes
far
can
first
go
strike goes?
pretty far because they're
Yeah.
rifled, and so if you have like the correct setup and everything, I don't know all the details, but they can be decently accurate up to like I don't know. I want to say like 150, and that's like
Yeah, somewhere
rough
around there.
rough
Damn.
stats. I have no clue if that's right or not, but
Yeah, we were at a scenario, so it paid off. I was like, that was the weekend of the ICPL, and I was like, I already had that video in mind, so I was like, when going to the scenario, I knew that everything would be there, and I had one buddy who's played like everything, so I told him to bring. I was like, yo, bring your mag fed, bring your airsoft gun, bring your first strike gun, and so like we had it all there. So I was pretty set, and so it only took us like I think maybe an hour and a half to film the whole entire video. So I was like, that's gonna be really good content, and it didn't take a lot of investment besides a lot of pain and getting shot like 10 times in my back.
yeah.
Damn,
oh,
that-
sorry, Matt. That take wasn't good. We got to do it again, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, so you had to get shot 10 times because the take?
Well, the worst part was like I let one of the kids there that like is always around the field. I was like, yeah, you can shoot me in my back, and he like hit me in my arm the first time, and then my back, and then the next time he hit me in my arm, and I was like, dude, I was like, just it's not that hard. Just hit me in my back, and it's like 3 times in a row. He like either the ball went like straight by my head or like he hit me in my arm, and I was like, if you don't hit me in my back, I swear, because like the
I feel
the
like that kind of
suspense,
makes it worse. Yeah, you're almost
Yeah.
anticipating it then, and you're like,
Yeah, I was like, all right, do a
"Are you gonna
10-second
shoot me?"
count. Yeah, do a 10-second count, but just say 10 and then don't count down. And mentally, I'll just like breathe, like get my breath and let them hit me in the back. And then it's like it goes right by my head. And I'm like, what do you do?
10,
But
10 full seconds.
yeah, the metal ball was the scariest one because I was like, if it hits a bone, it's gonna break it. So
Seriously?
I can't let it. Yeah,
Were you
so
guys-
like I watched
continue. Sorry.
I watched a video on Amazon before I bought them, but the guy shot a coconut and it like broke the coconut, and I was like, okay,
Was that
would
like
definitely break
the outer shell or like the inner shell?
the
of
outer
coconut?
shell, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it was just a straight up like off a tree coconut, and so I watched that and I was like, all right, if that hits my collarbone or like
It's gonna go in.
somewhere
Like a
else,
rib.
yeah, it's gonna at least like a micro fracture, and I was like, I don't want to have to deal with that. And luckily, whenever he shot at me, we kind of like spaced it out, but I like tensed up a little bit, and it hit me like right where my shoulder inserts into my
Jeez.
like collarbone, so it almost hit my
Like
collarbone.
almost like
if I,
in that trap little kind of.
Dude, if I didn't- Yeah.
Oh my.
if I didn't tense up, I would have definitely it would have definitely hit my collarbone. But I couldn't like do chest and shoulders for like a week straight in the gym because it was bruised like right there at that insertion. So every time I like did a pushing motion, it would just like it would be
hit
weak because
together
it was
and then be
bruised.
like,
Yeah.
Do you have any pictures of that?
I do.
It'll
I'm
be in the
waiting for
video. What do you?
it's a good
Come on.
thumbnail.
Yeah, come
No,
on,
I
bro.
was just curious. I was just curious.
Hatch,
to
why are
picture.
you trying to take this man's content? Like,
No,
you know,
I'm
he
just
takes
curious.
the
I
pain. He gets shot by it. He's not gonna release that with us. That's fine.
No,
I,
dude,
I am,
I
I
was
am
curious.
giving it all away, right? Because this is gonna go up next week, and then I won't have the video up in time. So hopefully it'll build anticipation, right? Everybody
Yeah,
will
no,
wanna
you
see
guys
it.
got to stay
Dude,
tuned.
we are
Subscribe to
hyping it up, dude. This
Mattthegymrat on
sounds
YouTube.
sick. Subscribe.
no,
If you don't subscribe, you're a weenie.
Yeah, no, I do like that idea. What I was gonna ask before that, for the self-defense ball, did you guys shoot that at the same velocity, or did you turn the gun down?
So,
Did you have to?
so
or-
we shot it out of my EMEC or my EMEC for the first one, and it literally looked like it was just like moving in slow motion across the field, and it just kept going. And I was like, dude, that thing is gonna hit like a brick. So we turned it down. We turned it down, and then we shot it. And then my buddy's like, I'm just gonna shoot you with because we shot his like mag fed pistol, and it definitely looked a lot easier. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna do that one. But the hard part was like it has a drop because it's so heavy. Is that they were like, all right, we got to stand far back because we don't want to hit you that close, because they would not shoot me with my shirt off. And I was like, okay. So I backed up, and the first shot hit me right in my knee. And I was like, I had knee pads on, but it hit me like right where the knee pad stopped. And so it kind of like halfway hit me. And so I was like, all right, we got to do it again. So he did like a practice shot like by my head. And I knew like it would crack my lens if it hit it. So I was like having to judge all this stuff. And so we did a practice shot. And luckily, like the next one when he shot at me, I kind of tensed up and it hit me. But you'll see in the video like how the ball like kind of goes off of me when it hits me. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, I had the GoPro on 240 FPS, so we'll be like the slow mo guys.
see
for,
like the skin kind of covered
yeah,
in and stuff.
it's like
Yeah.
the
So
ripple.
badass.
I got shot by a all
Like-
rubber ball too. That one hurt pretty bad.
You're trying to be the slow mo guys. You need like
On a scale of 1 to 10.
12,000 FPS. Like,
Yeah,
they do some crazy.
yeah,
shit.
I know. Seven was the highest I got to, but I think most people would say it'd probably be like an 8. I think for most
Okay.
people, I just kind of like. I've been taking cold showers recently, so I kind of like
Oh,
have
you're a real
learned to
man.
deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been learning to deal with pain and being uncomfortable. But I think
I
most people
also-
would probably be an 8.
Are you also being celibate too? You know, you got to have that semen retention, doing all the Reddit things. No one else? No one else? Okay.
You know,
No.
No.
Is that just me?
might just be you, bro.
Oh,
I was
damn.
wondering. My hands are always sticky.
No,
but I don't-
that's hilarious because like fucking Av was
up.
talking about that shit back in the day, dude. Fucking there's that whole like don't jerk off because then you get rid of when you come, that's like the building blocks that are gonna make you better, and you're just getting rid of it. So you just gotta hold
Free
on to that, and
testosterone.
you'll get better. Exactly, you'll get more tests. So maybe you should try that out, Matt. That might help, bro.
Okay. Oh well.
Dude,
that
I'm,
on
I like
I'm,
I like
I'm learning
how-
about this.
I like how on this podcast there's just no support. If you tell a joke
No
and it doesn't
comment.
land, they're just no support, no yes anding. Just you're left alone. Just hey, go die on that rock. Fuck you.
I've never heard of that one before.
That actually shocks me with all the stuff that you've read on Reddit, Hatch, that you haven't
Jesse
seen
J.
that corner.
West.
Dude, okay, let me tell you, Reddit I mostly use for like crazy ass freakouts.
Do you just use
That's
Reddit
what
for
I
like death videos and public freakouts?
Whoa.
Did
Maybe.
y'all see when I was on the front of Reddit or my video? was on
I
the
sure
front
did.
page of
I
Reddit?
sure did. I
I
saw.
don't ever get on Reddit, but somebody hit me up. They're like, "Yo, you're on Reddit on the front page." I was like, "Oh."
Yep. So when someone posted that, I saw it on Facebook, and then I'm like, oh shit. So I go and look it on Reddit, and I actually see it with my own eyes. So, dude, that was so badass. It's with
Which one was it?
That
I actually
ESPN
didn't see this.
post, I
yep, the
think,
ESPN post.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
of my brother
dude.
just like ripping.
Ripping paintballs.
Yeah, paintball.
Dude,
Sorry.
the moving fingers, dude, is like what gets people going. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
his girlfriend must love him.
Well, because
You know?
every
Something like that.
13-year-old who thinks of that joke thinks they're the first one who's thought about it, and it's like, buddy, you're about number
So, yeah.
480,000th to have made that joke. Like,
So yeah, that video is the most viewed paintball video of all time. Just like on a singular video, it's got over 70 million views.
Holy shit.
So that video definitely the fair number of comments on there. I can't tell you how many comments. It's over 10,000, but just the amount of finger comments on
What's
there.
the funniest comment that was on there that you remember?
Dude,
What's the funniest one?
I I couldn't tell you because there's so many of them. And I mean, it popped off in 2021, so it's been a while now since I've looked at them. I used to love the ones where like, thank you for serving our country. Like, the ones- and so
And
I
then of
always-
course you say yes sir, and you salute him, and then you walk away.
I send the salute emoji.
Yeah, just yes.
Oh my god, that is so fucking funny.
Stolen
but
valor.
yeah.
It's the funniest. Don't you know that, Brandon?
It's great.
Holy god,
we all
dude, that
do
was
it?
fucking funny.
Can't we all do it? Yeah.
But yeah, that around that time's like when everything popped off. So I had like, I think 4 videos in the span of a month hit 40 million views on TikTok and plus. So like it was like, and I turned off my notifications, but it would be like sometimes I would open my TikTok and have like 30,000 new followers
Holy
from like
shit.
the night of going to sleep to waking up. So just all the comments and stuff, they kind of all get lost, you know, in translation. So
Yeah.
it's like I might think it was on one video, but really it was on another. But they were just all popping off at once. That it was just like, okay, this is happening.
Holy
and
shit,
I didn't,
dude.
Well,
I didn't make
to
a
like
single dime off of that.
yeah, no, to retweet off that, like I've had, you know, a couple of the videos on TikTok start to pop off. The one with Ronnie is now at like 35 million, somewhere around there,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
35?
But no, it's for sure. It's like in your feed, you just see comments, and like sometimes you see them, and then like you'll just never see it again. Like it's kind of a hit or miss type thing. Because if you try to actually go through and scroll through them, you'd probably like lose
You get lost.
way too many brain cells. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Dude, what is your favorite TikTok comment that you've seen, Ryan? That you know of?
Ask me in a second. I was gonna take a sip of water, anyways.
Okay, you're good.
Airsoft
I think,
spinner. I love that one.
I love that one. I love that one. That one
So
is so good.
I filmed in Chicago. I filmed a parody video of me walking around the event, pretending like I don't know paintball and like making all the TikTok comments. And then I like got like I convinced 3 different like groups of people that I had no clue what paintball was, and they were like explaining paintball to me.
I remember that.
I never got to make the video because like we got the audio back, and since like people were like kept on walking in front of it, and we were like a certain distance away, like all the audio was like choppy. But like I was gonna just do a full parody of me not knowing anything about paintball and going up to people and getting them to like talk to me, and then I like talked to people I knew, like reputable people I knew, like I didn't know paintball, and I was like, do y'all jump on those inflatable things? You know,
Yeah.
like
Well,
why is he spilling all his ammo?
so I walked up to you that day at that event, and
Oh.
I was like, "What's up, Matt?" Like you were kind of undercover, and I was like, "Is this you trying to be seen? What's going on here?" And then I saw your mic, and so I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know what we talked about, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't ever seen anywhere. So you know, that's always
First
good.
guy I came up to was Caleb, that does 1424 Media, and so like I'm talking to him, and he's like, "You're mic'd," and I was like, "Oh," and he's like, "Dude, I do videos," and I was like, "Oh shit!" So he knows.
It's like the
Yeah,
first
giveaway.
thing
guy
you
who-
see.
Yeah, he's the guy who did the Heroines documentary. So
Yep.
if you watch that, like he's the guy who did that. But he was like, "Here, let me help you," and he like helped me hide my mic more. And then I was like, "All right, can you play it off for me?" And so I was telling him, I was like, "Dude, I met my friend on Xbox, and like we play Call of Duty together. And he said he was out here this weekend. He's like, what's his name?" I was like, "Ryan."
That is the best. That is the best
He's
one.
like, "Ryan who?" I was like, "Greenspan, I think his name is."
Yo.
He was like, "Oh, he's like really good." And so I was just like doing that, but I didn't have enough content to work off of it. I still can go pull those videos. I might do like a short or something, but
That'd be funny.
yeah.
What was the
Dude,
other thing I
that's
was
so
gonna say?
funny,
Fuck.
dude.
Because that reminded me of something else. Oh yeah, have you upgraded mics since then?
No,
Oh,
but the mic,
oh,
the
okay.
mic is
maybe
it's not
maybe
my
that
mic.
should be happening,
It
so we don't
wasn't my
lose
mic.
content.
It was Alex's mic, but we learned from it. So what we had was we had the receiver getting it, and so we were like, oh, okay, next time we just have to like record internally to the mic. So just let the
Oh,
mic
yeah.
record without like sending it. So
You can do that.
but we were all learning. If you look at that what is it, the interviews that I did with everyone of like asking paintball players simple questions.
That was
Um,
hilarious.
I literally spent probably like 40 hours on that video to try and fix everything because we did all handheld cameras and we didn't keep the mic levels right the whole entire time. So like I had to go and like Thomas's interview was like super low, so I had to pull it all up, and then you hear the background noise, so I had to get all the background noise out without getting rid of Thomas's voice. And then I had to stabilize the video because it was all handheld, and we were talking for like 10 minutes straight, so Will's arms were like shaking. And so I had to do so much work to get that video out, and it was like my worst viewed video of the entire year. But it was like, it is what it is. I just wanted to include some people that usually don't get included in my content, just to kind of like let them see who I am. But yeah, I spent so much time on that, and like even going back and making the shorts for it were just like so time consuming because there's so much data in those files because I had done so much like fixing that I was just like, it's not even worth it. I did like one short and I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore. But it was
to
fun
promote
like,
it and then fuck it.
yeah. But it was fun to like talk to those guys and get to see them and like put memes on their faces and stuff whenever they talk. Like Kyle, I kept on like making Kyle's face like really big when he would talk because he would just interject with like really random things. And so it was fun to do all that because it's just a good experience to get to talk to those guys face to face and like kind of let them know who I am. So when they do see my videos, they're like, oh, I've met that guy before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dude, that is so. I think your content, dude, is literally like no other. And it's like every time I watch it, dude, I just get like blown away. That's like, dude, this guy is changing paintball.
It's original in paintball. It's obviously like it has outside influence, but it's original inside paintball. But I think the biggest issue is like nobody wants to actually do the work to make good videos. They'd rather just record on their GoPro and upload it. And that's why I always give Ryan props, is because I'm like, dude, you're one of the few people that actually like puts effort into their videos, and actually like thinks things out. I've got actually a ton of papers right behind the camera of just like notes that I've written down for videos, ideas for videos. I actually have a list right here of videos that I want to do. And just like always doing it, but yep, you got the same paper and everything. But yeah, see, look, it's like constantly,
it's just always ideas and thoughts and shit. Maybe that could work. Maybe that could work. Oh, I could talk to them about that.
Yeah, I've already got some stuff set up, but yeah, it's like doing all that to make sure that your videos are good. And I try and like my videos that do good are the ones that I already have like the whole entire video planned out. I have the thumbnail in my head. I have the hook in my head of like what makes people actually want to watch it. I had the whole entire story in my head before I even go film it. Because if you don't do all that and you're trying to react off your content, it's a lot harder to build it. So like World Cup video got 220,000 views, and that was a 18-minute video, I think, or 16-minute video. But that one was like I had an idea in mind. I was like, this is going to be the biggest paintball tournament ever for the NXL. So why not just do that? And so like I had this whole idea. I want the drone shot. I want to like be walking in and say like, this is the biggest paintball tournament ever. And then I was like, I want to elaborate on what I'm going to do. And I told Will and Alex, I was like, get me as soon as the match finishes and ask me how I feel. I was like, I want the rawest emotions. We got one of our buddies to film in the pits. So I got pit footage. I had the GoPro going. And so I had all of that together, and it really just like all culminated to one really, really good video of like building a story of what it's like to play the biggest paintball tournament ever. And so like we didn't go far, but I still found a way. I was like, if I don't end up moving on, the thing I'm going to do is ask all the other people that are there that are influential and big, like, what is the reason? Why is this tournament so big? Why is it so important? So like I had all that stuff in my head to make sure that the video is actually good. So
yeah, no, I mean, for sure, like the Balls energy drink video that we have coming out, or we're going to work on this weekend. I mean, I already have the thumbnail done for it. Like I started, like that was one of the things I like first saw on like the YouTube stuff, is like kind of get your ideas set a little bit, because then it even just gives you more of a picture of like how you want to film it maybe, or, what the content actually is at the end, instead of like, oh, I made something. What the fuck is this?
What do we do?
I've done that before too, definitely. But yeah, no, I mean, that is cool to hear kind of your like creative process. I will say it is funny to see some of the like Mr. Beast isms, I call them, like the things that Jimmy has kind of started in his trends with editing. Like in the latest video, you're stay to the end and then you'll find out why we all play paintball. And then at the end, yeah, this is the reason why we play paintball. I just told you. Cool. And it's like, yep, that's how you get people to stay. And, that's for, the algorithm, the retention on the video, and all these things that go into it. it is a more of a science than some people in our community want to make it sound. And don't get me wrong, you could just make a video, post it, and see what happens. It may go up, it may blow up, like that does happen. Videos do go viral, but it's, you know, it's a very much of a more of like a gamble instead of, you know, putting in a little bit of work to set it up to where it's, you know, it has at least all the check marks and like, okay, this, you know, it has the right thumbnail, it has the right title, it has the, you know, quick enough intro, it has, you know, catchy enough, you know, content, like a thought behind it. No, it's
I think I think
That's insane.
Dylan always puts it best is like people want to hear stories. Dylan Fout. But like people
I like
want to
that
hear
guy.
stories, and so like he kind of drilled it into my head just by being him. But like if you can build a awesome story, it's like reading a book, you know, whenever like you're reading a book or watching a movie, and you're like, damn, bro, I really want to see this, and so you like stick around and watch it. And I was like, it's the same thing, you know, it's just a story, and you just want to kind of see how it ends. It's like if you can build a story in 9 minutes for a YouTube video and make it like worth staying until the end, then it's really awesome. And you know, you can use a lot of things to manipulate that. The biggest thing that I've learned is like music. Like music makes everything different. And so like if you watch like the World Cup video, there's like this super tense music when I'm like, this is the last match. We have to win this. If we don't win it, you know, we're going home. And it's kind of like playing, and it's like drums and the symphonies playing, and like we had to do a 3-on-5, and the guy's like running down the Doritos shooting, and it's like all this stuff, and then it gets really quiet and soft, and it's like, you know, that sad music, and it just shows us walking off, and I'm like, we didn't win, we're not moving on, you know. And then it kind of moves into like this, you know, super kind of euphoric music of like, this is the really cool part about the tournament, and then you get all the other people to talk. So that's another thing about storytelling is like there's a story, and then there's what you add to the story to make it worth, you know, finding out to the end.
Yeah, well, and that's a good note just on video creation in general is audio. You know, there's two parts to a video. There's a video, and then there's audio. And so if you don't have that second part worked out as well, and it's just one simple track, people are going to probably click away. Because I know, like, yeah, when I did the DMG stuff, there was a lot of that of, like, did the guys smoke this team? Did they barely win? Did they win by, you know, did they lose in overtime? Did they just flat outright lose? Like, all of those are kind of different emotions, and a different song kind of highlights that, and you know, it makes people feel like, oh, fuck, okay, they're styling on them, you know, like, oh, damn, okay, or, you know, like, oh, this game is
They're
tense.
getting
Oh,
destroyed.
shit, like, oh, what's going on here? This is a fight for their lives, you know, like, it definitely adds to it and makes it more kind of a complete story. Story is probably the best way to say it, yeah.
I love
Yeah,
I love the stories, dude. Especially that you're putting out, Matt. Your World Cup video, dude. That one, I watched that one at least like 3 times, dude. That one got me good, dude. The
Hatch
thing
is
that
actually
I know
just
you,
a
and I saw
fanboy.
you. Dude, I am a fanboy. What's up? What's up? Dude,
No.
call me out right now.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just like, it's
a fan
funny
of
because
Hatch,
he's been
yeah.
talking about this for a couple of weeks. He's excited to have you on the show. So
Dude,
I could
okay,
just
what-
tell he is a really big fan.
One thing I wanted to talk about, Matt, that dude, this was so funny. I remember actually laughing my ass off in the pits when this happened. World Cup 2022, walking out there, our match is like intense as hell. It's like 3-3, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm walking out to the box, like looking up at the clock. There's like 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, sweet. Then all of a sudden, I hear behind me, let's go, Hatch. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look behind me, and it's fucking Mattthegymrat himself, dude. I'm like, Matt, I am your biggest fucking fan. And then I turn around, I see him. I'm pretty sure he kills that point. And then I'm pretty sure I actually got smoked that point. Not even gonna lie, but you know, I tried. But with Matt's hype in my ears, dude, there's no way. There's no way I
Were
can.
you guys
not-
on opposite fields, like on the field?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was
each
on the
other?
other. He was behind
So
us.
he was like on the box on the net on the
Yeah.
other
Yep.
side. He's like,
Yep,
hey, what's
he's
up,
getting
bro?
ready to play his point. Yeah,
That's sick.
dude, that was
Dude.
a great experience.
Dude, the biggest thing is like I never want to have a fan. I always want to have friends. So like regardless of who you are, if you like watch me and you actually like make genuine contact with me, I'm like, you're my friend now. You know, like I don't
Bro,
care
we're
what
all
you think
a
about
family.
me.
Welcome to
we're
the
friends,
family,
yeah.
man. You know,
Well,
this
that's
is a
what every
family.
airport-
I now I make all the money from your contributions, but this is a family. So don't get it
Family.
twisted, guys. We all love each other here, but I'm the
But-
only one who
but
makes
yeah.
monetary gains. But family,
Family, my favorite thing.
But,
dude.
No,
but
yeah,
yeah,
because I get
worth
what
it,
you're
man.
saying, Matt. But I do hate when YouTubers push that too far to where it's like, okay, bro, like you make content online. We're not, you know, we're not like I'm probably never gonna meet
Yeah.
you. Like that's okay, but I'm still entertained by your video. You don't need to like tell me that. Yeah, dude. I'm your brother. If you ever need me, reach out to me. I'll never read that DM, but you always can. And it's like, thanks, bro.
See, I remember when Evan got clowned by Alex Goldman for fanboying.
Oh, that was hilarious.
What a good story back then.
Did he send that to
the
the group chat or?
Yeah. So Matt, I don't know if you know this, but Evan Fernandez,
heard of
they
it.
they practiced Impact, and Evan's like, dude, yo, great practice, bro. And Mouse posted that shit to his story. I was like, dude, I love the fan love.
I
Bro,
love the fan.
how do you come back from that, dude? How do you come back from that? Because the thing is, right? Realistically, I would do the
big
same
brain.
shit, right? I'll do the same shit, right? I'll send people like, dude, yo, you're a freaking beast, right? Like I remember talking to you, Matt, earlier this week about Kyle Bowen. That guy's a fucking beast. I like that guy.
Yeah,
And
he's a tank, man.
yeah, I let him know that I'm a big fan of him, right? And it's just overall just a completely different experience that I've had like with paintball compared to like other sports, at least for me when it comes to meeting people, because it's like we're not like celebrities, right? Like an NFL player. Okay, we even got Chris,
Chris,
bro. Right? Exactly, right? We got Chris, right? But even if you're like the NFL player, if you go to an NFL game, your chances of meeting them realistically and like talking more than a single word is so slim. But compared to a paintball tournament, dude, Ryan Greenspan will stop and talk to you, right? These
Yeah.
people will stop
I
and
think
talk to you.
It's also a little different too, just because the amount of time they're there. Like NFL players,
True.
They're there for 6 hours
They're in and
to
out.
do their job and then get out. Whereas like Brian's probably going to hang out by the tent, the Field 1 tent. Maybe they have a signing or something they're doing at some time. Like, yeah, I do think it's a little different, but I see what you're saying. Like, just the access to the top level players is a lot. It's a lot more open in this game.
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
you're bumping shoulders with them.
Mhm.
Just
Literally.
walking around
Even if you're
yeah.
just on the divisional side, like pro coaches or pro players all oftentimes go over and help out, maybe a divisional team that's local to them, maybe some guys they used to play with themselves. So yeah, you never know who you'll kind of meet and get to talk to.
Mouse came over to watch Logan play. I don't know if you know that
Well,
at Cup.
Logan is Mouse's kid. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Dude, I think Mouse is Logan's kid, low key.
No, okay, get it right. All right. I think the mouse trap that Logan put in his bag, I think that was
so
like
good.
I think Mouse was like, all right, let's respect kid. Like, did you hear about that story, Matt? I don't know if we told that one on it.
Did I heard? I remember him talking about it. But yeah, that's definitely that was hilarious. And then the fact that he was talking about getting on the team with Dave on the video too.
Just always calling him out.
Yeah.
Dude, now Mouse leaves Impacts, bro. What a coincidence, bro.
That's
what a
crazy,
coincidence.
bro. He was scared.
Weird.
Running and hiding.
That deal was made, and he's gone. Weird.
I do want to, just a quick technical note for listeners of the podcast. I just want to give you guys a heads up. Hatch's audio is just a little kind of muffled or staticky this week. We aren't fully sure why. We're trying to figure that out before the show, but we are working on that. So if for some reason he is turned down a little bit, so if he's kind of quiet, I apologize about that. But just letting you guys know what's going on there, because I know he's not his normal voice.
I get my audio better. Now yours is shit.
That's
How about
true.
you use it then, buddy? How about you
Shout
use
out
it
to
then?
Brandon having not only the best camera but the best mic setup this week out of the hosts.
Hey, too bad he doesn't use it, dude. I can't hear him, dude. Crickets over there from Brando.
Oh, whatever. Oh,
Is that the HyperX?
Oop, it is, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's probably gonna be my next move, realistically. That is gonna be
I got the Elgato, so
okay.
it's got the colors.
I may be
Yeah,
the crazy
I'm
one. I'm
a
gonna go
color
sure
guy,
SM7B, but
I like the colors for sure. The rainbows. Got a rainbow keyboard, dude. Rainbow mouse.
I do enjoy when my microphone sounds good. I don't necessarily care about the LED on it. I hate this marketing gimmick of like put LEDs on it or like RGB, and no, it's not good. Now it's gaming. This
Dude,
mic
Razer started
adds
that.
some
Razer started that.
RGBs, and now it's gaming mic, and it's like, what the fuck?
Gaming mouse pad. It's a mouse pad with fucking lights on it.
Coincidence? Same day I get this mic, I start playing Valorant. I'm just...
Dude, he's on his way, dude. He's on his way, bro. God, dude.
The dots
Brando,
are connecting.
Dude, oh my god, I can't even put into words sometimes how funny it is to watch my friends that play paintball, right? Because they're really good at paintball, but dude, they are so ass at Valorant, dude. It is like the greatest thing to watch. Like,
I think your expectations are a little high of some of them. AK's been playing what, 4 months at this point? Like realistically,
I would probably say so. Yeah,
maybe 5, maybe 6. But also, he
his
constantly
internet is capping him,
pays
bro.
on 120 ping with like maybe 4 frames a second. maybe.
Dude, he has an attitude that, dude, how can I ever get mad? How can I ever get mad?
And
right,
that's
dude?
I
It's
will
just so
respect
funny.
him. Well, and it's almost like he knows he's capped because it's like you could see there's times where he's like trying to make a play and it's
Trying
like
to knife somebody.
delayed. Like you could see like on his screen where it would be lining up, but for everyone else it's like 3 seconds behind, and you're just like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what it is about AK, but that guy can make anything fun, dude. I can literally be hammering rocks all day, and if I have AK in my ear, I could do it.
Yeah,
He is one of the funniest people I've ever met.
I miss the kid, miss having him on the show, but
I do too.
Yo, one of the things I wanted to bring up this week, and you know, I thought it'd be kind of cool, especially with Matt. But yo, what the fuck's going on in the Midwest, bro? Apparently, Ohio is like a nuclear active wasteland now.
Just watched that today.
What is going on? Does anyone have?
They
any
said
more
it's
info?
safe.
It's
said
definitely
it's
not.
You
safe.
sure?
There's no way.
Dude, they said you could drink the water. It's fine to be there. It's just all the animals are dying. That's
All the animals
It
are dying
smells like
around you.
chlorine.
Dude, they said the same thing about Flint, Michigan, bro.
Yeah.
But
That
then-
was a big mess up. And I watched a video, and there was a lady who actually like has the containers in her backyard, and it's just like chilling there. And I was like, that's a hard decision to make when you like invest all your money into this house. And they're like, yeah, we
ain't
it's
fixing
safe,
it.
but everything is dying. So you're like,
Yeah, well, and like your insurance isn't gonna pay for anything, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I just lost a lot of money on this home.
Dude, but apparently there's more trains than just what happened in Ohio. There's like one that happened in Texas and another one that happened, I think, today or like yesterday in Arizona.
Dude, there's also
Right.
UFOs getting shot down.
Oh, I got a conspiracy for that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes,
it's
I like
happening.
where we're going now.
What if they're not UFOs? What if they're weather balloons that we're calling UFOs, but we really don't want the public to know, how bad this spill is and everything, because it detect the chemicals in the air, so we're shooting them down.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
know?
there are own like probes to see like
They're
radiation
safe
or radioactive
because
stuff going
because
on.
we can't detect it,
So you're saying
No,
the
I
US
think what's
government
happening.
is shooting the weatherman's balloons down?
Here's what I legitimately think is happening. This is my conspiracy. I think the train in Ohio got derailed because that happened like early February before the weather balloons and everything.
It was, I think, 12 days ago now.
Yeah. So that happened, and then we started hearing about all this crazy shit. What I think happened, honestly, they were like, all right, we know that train derailed. Like, that's not good. Maybe there was something on it, something they don't want people to know about, whatever. I don't know about that. But then they're like, we need a distraction. Weather balloons and unidentified objects. Like, have you
That's a
guys
good-
seen any of these objects they've shot down? Just the weather balloon. That's the only one
I've
that
seen-
there's been photos
yeah.
of.
I've seen the one where it was like filmed from like a phone, and they're like, dude, these dudes are hyped as fuck. They're like, oh,
That's
we shoot it
propaganda.
down.
That's
Right?
propaganda.
Is
How do
it?
you know
Is
that's-
it?
how do you know
that
that's
was
not
in
real?
Myrtle?
It
That
could
was
be.
that was in Myrtle Beach,
Oh,
in
it's in
South
your home.
Carolina. Yeah,
Oh, it's Liquid
What-
Richard.
Yeah, that's where some of the guys stay. But dude, one of our guys is one of the guys that we used to play with was in the Air Force, and so he didn't shoot down the balloon, but we were like in the group chat talking about like, yo, did you shoot down the balloon? I was like, this man got to play real life balloon tower defense at work today.
He's popping
Casual
balloons.
day for him.
Big
Yeah, I
ups.
know.
That is
But-
insane, dude. With all,
Yeah, no, I mean, so our country, I'm giving us about 6 months,
dude. Okay, you
We'll
want to
see
hear
what
my
happens.
conspiracy?
I think
You wanna hear my
everything's
conspiracy?
fucked.
I got a pretty decent conspiracy. I think that all this shit with like the toxic area, I think that they're gonna fucking Godzilla this bitch low key. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they go in, they hollow it out of all of the hazardous materials,
Holy
right? To where it's
shit.
just like this shield of like gas and bullshit, right?
So
Where
stay with
they
me
have
here.
this-
Stay with
What's up,
me
what's
here.
up, what's up,
I,
what's up?
I think you're right. I think you're onto something. Jaegers. I think they're making Jaegers, and what they just did was they cleared out an area where now no humans will want to go, and they're going to start the mech development program because we have things coming from underneath the ocean that are flying above us now trying to kill us. Guys, we have solved it. From the Sidelines has solved it. I'm convinced
telling you,
that's
dude.
what it is. That's what it is.
I don't even know what just happened.
I don't even know. That's a normal conspiracy video. Like what I
They're
just
gonna-
said.
They're gonna hollow out. They're gonna hollow out the hazardous area to where like on the outside it still says it's hazardous, but then when you go in, that's where it's like gonna be clean because they're gonna be able to work on whatever they're working on there.
Making
they don't want eyes there. Maybe
A
it's
new
maybe it's
Area 51.
54.
Yep, everyone knows about Area 51, so now that's a distraction. We're putting the old, 1960s jets down there. Like, we don't care. Now, though, in Area 58, we're gonna start building the new shit.
What better place than Ohio?
Dude,
I mean,
down
who the
in
fuck
Ohio,
wants to
bro.
go in Ohio? So, fucking, all you have is Ohio State. Good for you. Suck a dick.
Dude, I can't imagine like who is the guy who was like, how do we get all this toxic waste out of here? Like, don't want to just blow it up?
You know
Yeah,
it's
why don't we just
Ohio,
burn it?
right? Like,
Let's do that.
That was an Ohioan native that recommended that for
know.
sure. That was the local guy.
all right, damn, nothing out here. Fuck it.
He said, hazardous, burn that shit. We're out of here.
Perfect.
Oh,
I don't
man.
understand. I don't understand.
It's beyond me, dude.
It's
just
beyond
the
me.
fact-
No, I need your answers, Matt. You need to solve this
Yeah.
problem.
What I watched like a funny Alex Jones video today, and he's like the elves. it's
He
the
said
elves.
It's the elves.
Yeah, it's one of the alien races I think he was talking about. It came up on my feed while I was watching stuff. And it had like Joe Rogan in like this Master Chief outfit, and then Alex Jones was like in one of the other, I can't remember what they're called. Hatch, you'd know. Who does Master Chief fight?
Elite?
The Covenant. The
The
Covenant.
Covenant.
Elite?
Yeah, he had his head in one of those, and he was like the elves, and I was like,
The elves.
yeah, there we go.
What the fuck?
Fresh on
Well,
my
I
mind.
mean, so what they're talking about is when people do like DMT, psilocybin, or not psilocybin, but like ayahuasca, ibogaine, like the really crazy psycho, like, hallucinogenic type drugs. A lot of people report seeing these similar elvish type creatures. So that's what they're talking about there with the elves. I have no clue if that's real. I have no clue if it's not. I'm just reporting shit I've read on the internet. So
What's up? How do we go meet some elves?
I think, Hatch, you
Where
gotta
you
go
gonna
to
get that?
you gotta go to Peru,
Hi.
and you're gonna be vomiting and shitting for days, and it's not gonna be fun. But apparently, it's
Seriously?
gonna flush out all your toxins, and you're gonna be a completely different person.
I feel like that's how you die.
Nope. This,
Dude, yeah.
have you
a
heard
side
of,
effect.
of ayahuasca?
I've heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with it.
So yeah,
It's a plant, right?
I have no clue what it is. I just know it's something that people
Please
take
don't.
like down in like the jungles of South
All right,
America.
Brando, I need the medical expert.
Oh yeah, no, we have psychology expert or
He's like,
psychology,
he's like,
pharmaceutical
oh, I got
expert.
this.
Yeah.
Looking it up on Google.
Yeah,
It's like, I got this shit.
Where's your
Where's
textbook?
the,
Didn't you buy these?
Fuck. Yeah, right. Fucking hell. Where's my drug pad? No, I don't even know how to spell ayahuasca. Who fucking knows?
Gotcha. Ayahuasca. Here we go.
I don't think it's with an I. It's like AYSCH
dopamine
something.
rate.
AYAHUASCA.
Mm-hmm.
Ayahuasca is a South American psychoactive and
Welcome to
Okay, it's a drink.
From the
It's a drink.
Sidelines reads Wikipedia.
hey, bro. Wikipedia is accurate sometimes. It got me
Yeah,
through
no,
my-
so
on
it's a
Wikipedia.
drink, but it's a drug that you take that makes you see things and apparently makes you like completely reset your mind. And what's crazy is a whole bunch of veterans have actually gone down and they've like had help with like PTSD and shit from it. So yeah,
Really?
I have no clue and I have no personal experience, but that's just the internet things that I've heard.
That sounds awesome, bro.
So yeah, go for it, Ash. I think
I don't
if,
want to go to Peru though.
Brandon, let's be honest. If there's anyone out of the three of us, not including Matt,
Oh, no doubt.
The host,
No doubt.
it's Hatch. Like if you're just
Why would
looking,
it-
if
why
you're just
would it not
looking
be?
at your video right now, like who do you think is gonna go?
Dude, I am looking at some of these photos. Dude, these look disgusting to drink, bro.
Matt, it's mirrored. So you were pointing at nothing.
Dude,
Yeah,
Some
no,
of these-
it's not a good time. It's
Good. I'll
These are-
pass.
you're gonna go meet the
Yeah.
jungle spirit puma, who's gonna take you to the next level of the four ascension realms, and I don't know. I couldn't keep that up.
do people see when
What do people see?
I don't
Okay,
matter.
Hatch is just googling, so I'm moving on. Fucking. So we did talk about your season plans. I think you said it. I don't want to be wrong. You said you're gonna be playing D3 again this year, or
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing with Clutch.
with Clutch? Okay.
D3.
Okay.
Carolina Clutch.
Yeah. Okay. So sick. So you're not moving up this year. Is that something that like? I guess what is maybe holding you back from potentially working towards another higher divisional team? Is it just like location? Is it opportunity? Like, I definitely see you as a pretty good divisional paintball player. And
Super
I
good.
don't think you're a D3 talent. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're sandbagging there a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, I work my ass off, bro. I literally spend like the other day I did drills for like 8 hours at the field.
Jeez.
I like
Another
work
deposit.
a fuck ton to try and get better. Saying that, like I did have some offers to do like D2, and there was like one or two semi-pro offers in there. But none of it was either going to be good for what I was gonna do, as far as like the teams didn't look great. And the other thing was like my brother is just as good as me, and so like I think that us two together are a really good team. And I wanted to kind of play with him more. He's definitely, in my opinion, he's better than me. And so people always see me and see my videos that I post, but they don't really see what he does. But he's like insanely good controller of the field
Oh, I
and
was gonna
knows what to
say
do.
he plays a less flashy position too. I mean, no offense,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Hmm.
just kind of the reality of our sport. Is the dude,
Yeah.
the 2 or 3 doesn't get
Snake eye, bro.
highlighted as much. It doesn't matter if he kills 5, but
Yeah. Yeah, and he's faster than me too. People don't know that. People think I'm really fast, but he's definitely faster than me. But yeah, he was like a big reason why in 2021 we ended up playing against y'all in D3 was because like I think he probably like on Sunday alone he probably had like 4 or 5 points in like 2 matches where he had got 4 bodies to 5 bodies each match. So it was like big, high level plays, keeping it
he's
together,
dropping 20
communicating.
bombs in
Yeah.
a best of
Yeah,
3. You know,
just dude. We played against Struggle, and he had 3 4 packs and one 5 pack.
Oh. I lost Brandon. Brandon's camera decided bye bye. You messed up the names, Brandon.
Dang.
Come on, Brando.
Actually, did your computer die or?
No, it was the internet.
Oh, it's the
The
internet.
internet
Okay.
dropped.
All right. It'll come back. All right. I'm not all that worried about it then. Well, yeah, man. Okay, so cool. So you're gonna be playing D3 with those guys this year with your brother. I think that's important.
Yep.
I mean, hell, ask the Boyan brothers that. That's like their main principle in paintball now is just being able to play with their bro.
Dude, one thing I will say about that, Matt, I respect the shit out of that because legitimately there were times where it's like I'm not even related to Brando that fuck, and we were like, yo, semi pro D2 as long as we can stay together, right? It's like we weren't even giving a
Loyalty.
shit if we had to bump up to semi pro as long as we were all together, right?
Yeah.
And that's like legitimately that's the whole reason why we play, right? Is because we're actually getting to the point to where we're decent together, right? In a unison. So
Yeah,
So
I
is
respect
that-
it
that
makes
decision.
it makes a big difference too. Like chemistry on the field. There's certain things you can't really put into words, but it's like body language, how people are talking to you. But like you understand like the sounds in their voices, like how they're leaning
panic
forward or
talk
leaning
versus
back.
just
Yep.
like
Yeah,
normal comms. Like, yeah.
even how he's playing his bunker, shooting his gun. You're like, all right, we're chilling, or like,
Yo,
something's
we're not
going wrong.
chilling.
Yeah. But it's like all
Okay,
those things
Hatch,
put
I regret to
together.
inform you, I am once again asking for your assistance.
Yeah. But yeah,
Brando.
like and so one of my other buddies, Drew, we played we were in college together. We played on the same team, the 843 coming up. And so we went to college together. We did everything together. We were roommates last year in our last semester of college. And so like he played D4 with me last year, and I mean he's good enough to play D3, and so it was like, yeah, if I have the opportunity to play with him, my brother, and then like my buddy Luke, who is out at the field drilling with me whenever I'm out there. So all those 7 8 hour days where I go home and I can't really move my hands because I've been holding my gun so long, like he's out there doing it with me. So it's like to have all those people out there with me, it's like I really look forward to it. And then someone like Will, me, Drew, my brother, and Luke are all really close. So it's like it's even more of an incentive for Will and Alex to come out and film and have fun, because then it's really like a party. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because it's just a lot of guys who are on the same page and have been around each other for a while now. So
I like that, having teammates that are just like about it, because
Yeah.
at least for my experiences, when people start to slack, that's what you do. You can weed them out like that. It is so easy to weed out the slackers.
it's a Ronnie Coleman quote: "Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weights." And so
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to lift as much heavy ass weights as I can so that
I
I
was
can be
gonna
the
say.
best player I can be.
Meanwhile, I've seen Ronnie Coleman like deadlift like 900 pounds with just his back. Like,
Yeah.
dude, his deadlift form is scary. It was like,
He
what
did
were
that.
you
He
doing?
did that all with a herniated disc too.
Oh,
God
Herniated
damn.
disc in his back,
His-
yeah, like squatted 800 pounds for like 4 reps with a herniated disc in his back.
that's ridiculous.
Damn. At that point, it's like willpower over the pain
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, you
he's
just
just not
ignore
feeling
it.
pain. That's just
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
Motherfucker took a couple shots of morphine. Which speaking of, I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl, but that happened. Speaking of injuries, shout out. I'm pretty sure they did the same thing to Patrick Mahomes because dude, he re-injured his high ankle in like the first half. Like it was obviously hurting him. He was walking around on it. Comes back out for that second half, wasn't bothering him at all. They gave that man something.
Dude.
He wasn't gonna feel anything
Had
until the
to
next
have.
day. Yeah.
I saw a meme of like, whenever all the people in the white suits ran out for halftime for Rihanna's thing, they were like the drugs entering Patrick Mahomes' body, and then had them all just running out with their arms open. It was like, because whenever he went in, me and Luke, the guy I was telling you about, were watching the game at my place, and I was like, they're about to shoot him up with some stuff. I was like,
Yup.
because they need that man. And so definitely he came out just running on it. I was like, he don't feel a thing.
He
in that
doesn't feel
leg.
anything. Yeah, they taped the fuck out of it and gave him some
Yep.
pills and
Yeah.
What a beast.
It's funny.
I
These
saw
two
him
don't watch
celebrating.
sports, so
Whoa.
The
Hey,
hell?
dude. Hey, let me just say. Hey, you know what my experience was the Super Bowl that day? My experience
we
was
were
playing
playing.
Valorant
I was-
with the boys.
I was gonna say-
Ryan had his face cam on and had the game in the background. That was my shit.
Yeah, we were live streaming,
Valorant?
and so I mean, you guys can see on my face cam.
Yeah,
on TV
I
back
can see.
here.
I can see that little bottom half.
So we could like see
That-
the
that-
score pretty much.
Yep,
No
basically.
one could stream it on Discord.
I mean, I probably could have, but we were literally live streaming. Like we were.
Yeah,
on
I'm
YouTube
an
and shit.
engineer. I think about things
Well,
too far ahead.
I appreciate. Maybe that's why I like you, Matt, because I'm kind of similar in that. I don't have the title, but I feel that where it's like, okay, guys, we could just do this and it'll be a lot better, right?
It's troubleshooting.
I try. I'm getting a little bit better at troubleshooting. Ryan can attest. I'm trying.
I'm gonna throw you under the bus here, buddy. I had to teach him how to transfer a file from his computer to his phone today, and that's okay.
Hey, dude.
That's okay.
Hey, I'm not even worried.
We're
I'm
getting
not even
there.
worried
We're getting
because
there.
I'm
Google
learning,
Drive is
dude.
a great thing.
The important thing is that I'm fucking learning.
He is. He's making
So,
his own
that's all that
content now.
matters.
He made his own
trying.
little reel with his face cam and stuff. Let's go, Hatch. Let's go, buddy.
Dude,
There's
now
some-
I just got to get the mic fixed. Anyway, Matt, keep going.
I was about to say there's some super easy stuff. I've funny enough, I've got Premiere Pro open up on my on one of my other monitors. I was working on it before we hopped on here, but I'm just doing like what I ate in a day, before like during drills. Like what I ate in a day of playing paintball. And I just like film myself
Are you
picking
becoming
up whatever.
a female fitness influencer? Or
No, well, I mean, people have those questions. And
are you
they
gonna
do
do
really
get
well.
ready with me as
Dude,
well?
I was
or-
just
Are
about to
we
say,
just
that-
doing all
that
those
would blow
trends,
up,
bro?
dude.
Like,
But I see it all the time. Like people do it, and I see a lot of the Japan ones of like what I ate in a day, only
mukbangs
eating,
and like stuff like that.
Dude, I see a
No,
bunch
like
of those.
Or
yeah, like
is it different?
eating at 7-Elevens in Japan, and they'll just like
They're getting, like, a steak.
Yeah, or like they'll get like weird stuff from there, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I was like, I wonder if people from other countries want to know, like what we do here, and that's super easy content where I just pull out my phone when I go to like buy something, and then I show me like eating it, and I show what I do, and like that's a 45-second reel that if I put subtitles over it, and chop it up right and just do a voiceover, like it's super easy. And so like that's what I talked about with content. It's like nothing's ever original, everything's inspired. But it is original to paintball. Like it's novelty to paintball because people don't actually think about this stuff and try and do it. That's like the videos that I've been posting now. Like the most recent one, Ryan, you commented on it, but like just like why do people play paintball? And I talked about that, but like people wouldn't think about posting something like that, or even like I saw the Lucky 15s did the like why do people dive, and they were like this is a Superman dive, and they do this to stay low and not get shot. And it's like that's super easy content that could easily go viral because so many people now have seen
Just don't know.
And
yeah,
they-
and just don't know.
It gives
Or,
them
like,
that
they'll
little
see a
bit of
shooting,
context. Because like
Yeah.
think of it this way: whenever you go to a reel, you're on your reel feed. It's just giving you random shit. You get to something you have no clue what's going on. What is your first move? You go to the comments and you see what everyone's saying, so you can get some context. Now,
That or you skip it.
well, that or you skip it.
Yeah.
But the people who go there in paintball, because now no one really knows. It's all just random shit. Like there's no really right or good answer or anything that might actually help the person get context. So doing little bits like that, I see what you're saying, Matt. Like that can be pretty good at just being like, hey, this is a marker. It shoots paintballs. Like, that's why we're using them. It's got 2 triggers because it's electronic. We try to shoot them fast. Like, simple shit like that. That's definitely something I've noticed, and like, hey, every media guy knows the trick of like show a video of people spilling paint, you're gonna get views. Why? Because the majority, general public sees that and they're confused. Well, why don't you just make a video that doesn't, confuse the general public, but just might inform them? Like that could also go viral as well. Like it's a similar thing. It's just not. It's something they don't know. I mean.
Yeah, I have a database in my head of like things that I see religiously and that I see do well. And that's kind of like why I originally had success on TikTok, was because I saw like what people actually like to see, and I was like, why don't I just post that? And so I just posted what I saw was like, the most viewed videos for paintball, and lo and behold, 3 months later I had almost 1 million followers. I went from 1,000 to 1 million in like, I think, 4 months. So it was just like knowing what people like to see and consistently putting it out there. But now there's a trend towards actually putting effort into the videos, whereas before it was just kind of like posting whatever. And that's originally what did really well. But now it's like, hey, we have to put some effort into what we're actually doing besides just posting clips, because that's no longer getting the traction that we're looking for, right? So it's like, what's the next thing to do? And I've always been about quality over quantity, even though like on my TikTok and like YouTube Shorts, it's always been like quantity, like let's just pump out stuff and get it out there, to where now I'm like, I want to put out 2 really good shorts that relate back to my long form content, because that not only is the most profitable, but also allows me to express myself and be, who I want to be, and post the videos I want to post, the most, and is most readily like that. So it's like one of those things where like the short form content leads back to the long form content, which is my ultimate goal, is to make that as successful as it can be, so I can do it and hopefully, maybe one day do it full time and not have to worry about going to work and stuff like that, so I can devote more time to it, put out more content. But yeah, it's all like a revolving, or not a revolving door, but like a constant feedback loop of like, you see this and I want you to go to that. You see this, I want you to go to that. And there's an end goal to it. But like at the same time, Ryan, it, but like as much as as cool as it is to get like viral stuff, consistency is like the biggest thing that you want, right? Because like as cool as it is to get a video that's got 35 million views, I will take, 10 videos that have 100,000 views over one video that has 35 million views any day, because that shows consistency, in that I have,
Like there's an audience that wants to come back.
Exactly, because like the 70 million views, the 45 million, the 35 million, even the 10 million views, like it's cool and all. It's like, oh look, like this is going in front of 10 million people's faces. But at the end of the day, it's like, if the rest of my videos have 5,000 views, it's like that didn't really help at all. But if I can get people to watch the stuff consistently, then it's like, okay, now we have people that actually enjoy paintball, actually enjoy the content, that are sitting there, digesting it and saying like, I want to go play paintball,
Yeah.
So that's
well,
something.
For that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna jump in here a little bit. When it's kind of funny, your way of approaching social media content, it's very much an analytical. You're looking at the science of it, which I respect, and that's one of the things I like. When I first met you, I kind of enjoyed a lot, because that's definitely the side of it I've always looked at. But the biggest example of that, not for you, but I guess just for the average person, like Mr. Beast, like he figured out the science of YouTube, the science of social media. Like, why do people stay? What makes them stay? What makes a good video? What makes a bad video? What makes a good thumbnail? Like, he's kind of figured out these things over time. And I mean, shit, if you're a creator and you're listening to this, you should be noting some of this shit down, because Matt is dropping free knowledge bombs on you that,
Dude, in the vault.
are definitely, like it's not a lie, because it's really simple. Like social media content, it's incredibly simple. It's just finding the idea that connects the like most with people. That's the hard part. Like the actual, like the video content, whatever it is, making a documentary is harder. Making, a TV show probably is harder. Doing all these things is harder. But it's figuring out the social, like psychology side of it more. That's the game with social media. Oh, and the other thing I just thought of too, you were mentioning like viral videos and stuff. Viral videos almost spoil you, because they make you feel worse. Because like you have that one that pops off, and then your next 10 videos do shitty, and you're like, I'm the worst creator. I suck. Why am I doing this? Like it gives you that imposter syndrome of, you're like, what the fuck? Like people liked that. I spent a minute on it. I spent an hour on this video. No one clicked on it. Like it definitely creates that negative kind of cycle in your head, or it can, at least. That's what, that's a better way to say it.
It clouds your vision from being like, from the perspective of being the most, I don't want to say the most viral paintballer, but like currently, if you look at all the statistics, I'm the most followed paintballer out of everyone.
Yep.
So I had a moment in time where I was the most viral paintballer because I had all these videos that were getting millions and millions of views all within, a 2-month span. I had, well over 200 million views on TikTok. So it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, like it's cool, but it kind of clouds what you actually see because like you're building up this. It's kind of like, I guess the best thing to do is like you're dumping dirt down and the dust is rising, right? So like you're dumping dirt down and you're like laying this foundation. You don't really see like what's all settling. You just kind of see the big smoke cloud. So it's like, oh, all these people are looking and got all this stuff. And then when it all leaves, like you don't realize like what all you've done and like all the people you actually have that are like your foundation of who actually likes
That's
your
a really
videos.
good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like you don't ever really see it until like you see those people face to face, and that's like one of the biggest things that keeps me going is those people that tell me like, "Oh, dude, I watch your videos," because ever since like 2019, I've had people talking to me about watching my videos. Like when I had 200 subscribers, like people would come out to my local field like, "Oh, you do YouTube, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, I watch your videos." It's like I had 200 subscribers at the time, bro. Like that blew my mind, and I was like, people are actually watching my videos, and so I kept doing it, and now it's like my goal for 2022 was to be unavoidable, and so like everyone would know who I was if I like any field I went to, and every field I went to this past year, people knew who I was, and so like that I accomplished my goal. But the big thing was like I wanted paintball to know who I was because I felt like the rest of the world knew who I was, but paintball didn't. And that was my main demographic. So I was like this big dust cloud, but none of it was settling into the foundation I wanted to build. And so I was like, why does nobody know who I am? Even though I'm like I have 1 million followers on TikTok, I'm almost at 100K on YouTube. At the time I was probably like 2,000 followers or 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like nobody knew who I was. And I was like, bro, like what else do I do? And so I was just like, I just have to, I have to put my best foot forward and make sure like I'm unavoidable. And so like that was the biggest thing is like once you learn like what your foundation is, you can really build from there. But yeah, I tried not to let the dust cloud kind of fog my vision of what I'm actually trying to do.
Yeah, no, and kind of relating to that with the early fans or the people who are kind of there from the beginning, like it reminds me of Robert Lynch. I'll give him a shout out right now. Like he's a Patreon member.
I like that guy.
Doesn't live in California, lives on the East Coast. He's with kind of the Enrique and Ivan, kind of that area over there. I'm not fully sure where he lives, but dude, like every time I see him at events, it's always a big what's up, it's always a hug. And like that started because at the first event I ever saw him at, he was like, oh, you do that thing about DMG, and like we kind of started talking about Rebirth. It was like the first episode came out, and we started talking about that, and then it it just clicked. And now anytime I see this dude at an event, I'm like, yo, what's up, Robbie? Hey man, like it is funny how I was joking earlier with the whole like we're a family, but those supporters, they definitely can, the ones that stick, that core, that foundation, that solid group definitely makes it a rewarding experience. Not the random dude from somewhere in the UK who's just commenting, "Oi, bruv, why is he wasting so much ammo, bruv?" And it's like, great, thanks for your view, dude. Now get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, man, dude. And that's the biggest thing. It's like those people that have been around since the beginning are pretty awesome. Just to meet those people, and paintball is so cool because it's so small that you literally will meet those people eventually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like at World Cup, just like people are like, oh, I've watched your videos, or I remember one of the most demoralizing things was we got like mercy rolled in Philly of 2021, and the guys are like shaking our hands, and he goes like, oh, dude, I watch your videos, and the guy behind me was like, hey, you do really good videos. I'm like, sick.
You just
thanks for beating our ass.
You should have been like, bro, you should have thrown for content.
Yeah. I remember a similar story that was a pretty good version of that one. But I remember do you guys remember Matty Boy, when that guy was kind of obviously at his peak? I remember when his World Cup video came out and he played a team and they were like talking so much shit to him and they were like, put that on your YouTube, bitch. And I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, damn. He's like, don't fucking disrespect me.
Yep.
But no, yeah. I mean, people not in that generation that watched him and enjoyed it, like, are so loyal to him, and he genuinely had what I think all of us want to have in paintball, and like to advertise the best part of paintball in the most, digestible way to reach the most people. And he was just so good. And if you watch his videos back, it's not that he, played really cool music and he did this. It's like, dude, he genuinely, like, the music went with the tone. He had like he always wore his GoPro, so you always heard like pit footage, and you always got like stuff like that of like people like them hyping up, and it built what we talked about, such a good story, and like everything was so there. And the dude was like 17 doing all that, and it was so impressive when I look back at it, because I'm like, that guy was doing everything I want to do and more, and he literally was playing D5 at 17, doing all of it. Like making the best paintball YouTube videos, and I still can't even get close to that. But like, that guy he really opened the door to a lot of people for paintball, because all of his stuff was so digestible and so easily watchable. And so like, there's a lot of hate from people that are a little bit older than him that don't quite get it. But like, there's no doubt there's a ton of respect from someone like me, because when I watch that stuff, like, that's where I want to be. I want to be able to get 30 to 50,000 views every video I post. But like, it's still one of those things.
I think the biggest thing Matty did is he was the trailblazer. Like every industry, there's someone who does something first, and they aren't always going to be the most successful. They aren't always going to be, the top. But what they do is they kind of open up that path. And so what he did in our sport is
so we could run
pretty much. But what he did in our sport was, before him, it wasn't cool to be a vlogger. Like, if Ronnie did his vlog back in 2008, he would have been shit on by the whole community. Like, that wouldn't have been like a cool hype thing. But now we've kind of been trained into like, yo, that's what social media content is. Like, yeah, Ronnie has a vlog, that's awesome. And like, I'm not talking shit. Like, Ronnie's vlog is awesome. I'm glad that he makes content like that. So it was kind of a good thing that he was, first out there to be like, hey, I know you guys like documentary stuff. You guys are used to that, but I'm going to make something about our sport that's more of what this generation currently is doing, not the glory day generation.
I think Matty Boy actually tried out for our team at the beginning of like last year. And then he came out, then the next weekend he came out with that video that was like, I'm quitting paintball. If I am,
I think you are right, because he was out there at those tryouts, and then the timing was pretty soon after, and I was like, oh. Yeah, because I think I sent him a message. I was like, oh, welcome back to the sport, bro. Like, I think he was, I thought he was like getting back into it, and like, I think he was just there to get some footage. Like,
next week he's like, I'm quitting paintball, guys. And I was like, damn, that was fast. But he was out of it for a little bit.
Yeah, it was sad to see him go, man, because like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I talked to Ryan about it, but like, he's getting 50,000 people to see his video, but like right off there to the right is me and Ryan's content that somebody else could click on, and they see a really good thumbnail of paintball, and they're on this paintball kick. Like, oh, let's watch that. It's the same thing. Like, I've been really big into like watching like either war documentaries or like video game news. And so like, if I see something and it's like a really interesting thumbnail, I'm like, yo, I want to watch that. I don't care who posted it. I'm gonna click on it.
Like 100% example of this. So obviously, I just got back into. I just kind of got back into Valorant. Like, I watched it, or not watched it. I played it a little bit, a couple years ago. But my big esport that I got into was Counter-Strike, and so I was like, you know what? Let's watch some Valorant. Let's see what their high level esports looks like. I found a video. Tariq, that's a familiar name to me. I used to watch him on Team Liquid back in the day of Counter-Strike. So I clicked it open. It's like a reaction video to some of the high level matches that are going on. Bro, 3 hours later, I was still watching those videos. They're 30 minutes long. Like, because it was a good thumbnail. It was, it was on the right topic. I was interested in that moment. The YouTube algorithm kept just feeding me more of them, because it's like, oh, well, obviously you like this. Here's more. And so, yeah, it's a similar principle. It's the same stuff. If someone's kind of in that, like, I'm thinking paintball right now. Ooh, that's a cool video. Oh, let's go check out another one. Like, it kind of is, those rabbit holes that we kind of all go down, whether it's on TikTok or
the
YouTube.
Rabbit hole.
You love them.
I love the rabbit hole, bro.
Hatch, you like a lot of holes, all right?
Whoa, god damn, Ryan, why are you calling me
I'm
out
just
like
gonna
that?
be honest, all right?
God.
Yeah,
Sorry,
hide
man.
that.
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
No comment, I guess.
No comment. Yes, I got him.
You got me good, dude. But
Brandon
dude,
only likes one hole. So
mine.
he got where I was going with that one.
Who the fuck? Who said that?
So, Yo, I did want to ask Matt this question on the show because, and I feel like this is a fitting time. So, Mattthegymrat, if you were stuck on a deserted island and you only had one companion with you, the problem is though this companion has to be a mer person of some type. Now, would you want that mer person? And you're stuck on this island. This is where you're living the rest of your life. So this is your only friend and companion.
No getting saved.
Do you want them to be top half fish or bottom half fish?
Bottom.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain? I mean, that's part of the question.
But my first thought was fish have holes on their bottom part. So if we went from holes to holes, so
okay,
that's the first thing that I thought of was if
we can make that work. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we can cook.
Yeah.
Let them cook. Let them cook. All right.
Basically,
I feel that.
I think they don't really have any what is that, like a voice box or anything, so it'd be really hard to sit in the silence with a fish person.
That is true.
And just be like, you want to play tic-tac-toe again?
It's just like an ass and thighs are just walking around. It's like, okay. Like,
they don't have arms. They can't help.
Yeah,
like, hey,
they have
hold
holes.
this for me. They're like,
how strong is the bottom half fish?
You're asking too many questions.
On an island, so they can go. They can circle the perimeter.
They're a good swimmer. Like, yeah, they can swim.
Yeah, we can build an apparatus.
They can catch fish.
Yep, I'm thinking low-key build it.
We taste lion, and we say we like lion.
We like.
Damn, I like that one.
Okay.
You wouldn't know that.
Fucking.
Is that the one from the other guys?
Yes.
With the tuna and the lion, right?
Yeah.
Get Gator's gat.
Dude, Gator needs his gat.
I think it depends on.
I think depending on the bottom half of the fish, dude, I could build a raft and he could just propel me.
Potentially, that could be a survival
you're stuck
thing.
on there for forever.
No, I mean
Right,
you're right. You answered the right question. Bottom half fish is the correct answer because then at least you can have someone to talk
I
to.
didn't know there was a correct answer.
There's not, but it's one of those hypotheticals where it's like there's a correct answer.
Hatch, you went guy. You went guy. Matt
You okay there? You having a stroke, Brandon?
Goddamn, talks once, doesn't know what to say.
I was explaining to Michelle, fucking Hatch's answer that, I mean, like unanimously, I've never heard anyone say, "Oh yeah, it's a guy fish." Motherfucker, no.
Well, dude, I wanted to be
You
a
were
guy
there
fish.
for the rest of your life. No, no,
dude.
I think Hatch is telling us something right now, Brandon. I think that is what's
I wanted
happening.
to be a guy fish because, dude, my chances of survivor are way better. Because, like, dude, if it's at a point to where it's like a big island and maybe I'll have to go inland, dude, I'll create a backpack, have the bottom, have the fish. Since the bottom half ain't got no gills, that guy's going in a backpack, dude. He is my eyes behind my head. Right?
Why is it always a he? That's my question. Why do you assume? I think okay, so I think Brando, it's because when we first heard this question, it was in different terms, but you're fucking the fish. That's the whole point of this question, Hatch.
Oh, I thought we were surviving. You didn't ask me if I was fucking the fish. You asked me if I was surviving.
No, Hatch's fish is fucking him. That's where this is.
I think that's what we've learned.
It's bottom half. It's bottom half. It doesn't work like that. At that point, it's just wet humping.
So, oh my god.
Bottom half fish for life, dude. Like, if he whether he propels my boat or watches my back in the jungle, dude, it does not matter.
So you're right with bottom half fish, but just okay.
You guys asked me a legitimate question. I gave my legitimate answer, dude.
And we appreciate it. And we all appreciate it,
We're all legitimately worried now.
I think all the listeners
trickery
are
questions, dude.
Questioning. We're legitimately questioning.
All right, Matt. I got a question. I got another question.
Yeah,
for
so
you.
back to paintball, right?
This one kind of has something to do with paintball, kind of. Yo, you're at your house mid shit. Someone breaks in. You wipe or no?
I'm gonna go back end out and just scare them with a brown eye. They're just be like, "What's that?" You know?
Okay.
I'll build up some pressure.
Tidy
and
whitey
launch it
still
at 'em.
around the feet,
Yeah.
so you're like shuffling as you're like
shuffling at him backwards. You ever try to fight a naked dude? I haven't. I won't.
Dude, I would not. I refuse to. I'm running away for sure. Damn,
Especially if
that's
he's
a
got
good ass
shit running
strat.
down his leg.
That is a good ass strat, dude. I didn't even think of that one.
I think I said that too with my answer is just don't like whatever I'm doing, I'm not cleaning up. Like I'm staying naked because that's dude, if a fucking intruder like turns the corner at night to see me in like some NVGs and a pair of fucking boxers with a rifle at him, I think he's gonna shit himself. So, you know,
You could use that as a weapon.
Very
To be
valid
honest.
point.
I mean, if somebody comes after you with shitty hands, you're
I was
not
gonna say
You're
shit.
not
Like,
gonna
where
hang
are you
around.
going?
Yeah,
you
dude.
just
Dude, shitty
your life.
fingers. Dude,
That's a
that-
biohazard. Yeah, that's a bioweapon.
Dude, you get it in their eye, dude. They get pink eye. They're gonna regret
Start
that shit the next
scratching
like
them?
4 to 5 days.
Get
you
in
could use like
scratch?
brass knuckles. Yeah.
Brass knuckles.
I like that one.
like
Shit knuckles,
Farting on your brass knuckles. All right, let's go.
dude.
God,
that's like
so fucking weird. How did
when
we
you're like
get here?
building when you're like building a exotic weapon in like a zombie game, and it's like electric, like it's like electric knuckles, but they're like gassy knuckles. That'd be fire, dude. That'd be fire.
All I know is
they
that if he
emit
comes
methane
in-
with every hit.
Yeah. All I know is that if he comes in, as long as he doesn't steal my liquid IV, I'll be good.
My man. That was a good one. As long as he does not steal my liquid IV, I should be fine. Realistically, with my liquid IV staying so hydrated, honestly, that shit should be a breeze. I don't even think I could get to my gun before he even gets in the house.
You know, that's a good point.
That'd be fine.
And I feel like at this, you know, at this point, we're doing a fucking ad read. So, hey, guys, Liquid IV, they're our sponsor for tonight's show. Thank you for Matt for bringing them up. Did you guys know that Liquid IV, they have this really cool patented technology. It's called the cellular transport technology. It's a big fancy word. It's a lot of science. You don't need to know that. All you need to know is it helps get you faster, get you hydrated faster, 3 times faster than that of most or sports drinks. You know, your Gatorades, your transfuses, your stuff along those lines. But yeah, it has vitamins B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. So a little bit of immunity boost there. You know, when you're out at an event, if you're not getting good sleep, maybe not eating the best, it can help kind of save you a little bit there. Great flavors. Mine, you know, we've all heard this before. My favorite is the lemon lime. It will and always will be. I absolutely love this
Strawberry.
flavor. Attached a strawberry fan, golden cherry for
Golden
Brando.
churro, dude.
Well, because I was gonna say Brando and then cherry,
or
and then
churro.
it didn't work. So golden cherry for Brandon. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you can pick this stuff up online. You can also get it in stores, which awesome. The only thing, you don't get a discount code if you buy it in stores. So if you order it online using either the link that it will be down below, or go to liquidiv.com and use code Mafia_Moffitt. That's MAFIA_MOFFITT. And you'll get 20% off as well as free shipping. So if you go buy it at Costco, you can't get free shipping and you can't get 20% off. So use the code, get yourself some. We appreciate their support. And as always, thank you, Liquid IV. So I'm going to continue to
Thank you,
drink mine.
Liquid IV.
I made this at the beginning of the show on video, and I've been drinking it
saw
all
it.
event. So, or all event all night.
Every podcast night is an event in our heads.
Pretty much. I feel like it's, you know, I feel like before every one of these, I'm getting ready for like a Royal Rumble or something. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be multiple men in a small enclosed area, and I'm
I
scared.
make sure I have socks on. For sure.
Weirdo.
Hey, you don't get traction, man.
My dog, dude. What's up, Brando? You going barefoot right now?
Gotta cover them dogs, bro.
Are you going barefoot right now, Brando?
I can't show him.
God damn it.
That's
dude.
actually true. We can't show barefoot feet.
Is that actually like a thing?
That is TOS.
Seriously? Damn.
On Twitch, I know for sure. I don't know about YouTube.
Twitch,
Probably is
I
too.
saw Twitch for sure. Damn.
Hatch, you got to learn these TOS things if you're gonna be a
Dude, some
streamer.
weirdos, bro. It takes one guy to ruin it for everybody, bro. They were
Dude,
just,
I've
they were
always-
just innocent phalanges on feet, bro.
So
But now,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've always had this thought with like dudes who have feet fetishes. I'm almost jealous. Like, you can find feet anywhere. You can convince a hot girl that you have a crush on. You can convince them maybe with enough money and sweet talking to send a photo of their feet. I'm never gonna get a tit pic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a different level of commitment to that thing that makes you sexually attracted to them. Do you guys get what I mean here? Like,
I do get what you're saying. I do
you
get
know,
what you're saying, dude.
you
The thing
say-
is, you're
yeah.
playing with fire, dude. Because some girls, they're like, what the fuck? Feet? Hell no.
Yeah, but money talks, my friend. Money talks.
Hey, money does talk, dude. Fuck it. My ex-girlfriend.
And here we go. Okay.
Dude, she used to sell her fucking feet pics on OnlyFans, and there was like these fucking people, dude, and I was the guy behind it all, right? And we would play it off like, dude, they would love this like infidelity thing where they think she's like cheating on me for like a guy who loves her fucking feet, and literally this guy is just like,
And he's messaging
paying-
you.
Not me,
Oh,
right? I
okay.
mean, I don't really care. I don't really care. It's not my, they're not my
No,
feet, right? I
no,
don't really
but I was
care,
laughing.
right?
It would have been funny if like you were handling all the back end, so you were like doing the messages and like uploading the photos and shit, and like some
Dude,
dude's like, "Oh,
I was
can
the
I get some?
mastermind behind the angles, dude.
Are you
I'm
gonna-
like this. I'm like,
Can you go paint your nails pink and then take some photos? I'll give you $100." And meanwhile, Hatch is
Nah, dude,
like,
they're-
"Sure thing, baby. I'll go get one done right now." Like,
dude, there are some weirdos, dude. Well, they're like, yo, I want you to put on a pair of fucking boots and just stomp on a 2x4 for 20 minutes. And it's like, what the fuck?
and then I want you to get like a small grapefruit or something, and I want you to
Yep.
step on that too.
Fucking like heels in a grapefruit, and
just
they're
real slow with it, you know. I'm just
Fucking
gonna,
crazy.
I'm gonna edge. Oh yeah.
so yeah. I just thought I had to share. Thought I had to share a little information bit about my life because
Yeah, no, that's
Ryan fucking
great.
Ryan brought up feet, and I have a little funny story about feet.
No, I
But
appreciate
you were a
that.
content creator long before this
Any of us
podcast.
were. That's a good point.
In a way, dude. In a way,
Dude, Hatch has been committed to that content grind.
dude. If you think about it, I really never stopped, honestly.
I never stopped.
Still taking pictures of feet?
Wait, so
No, that's Logan's job. That's Logan's
where
job.
Logan's
Oh,
getting
okay.
Logan, dude, Logan is a fucking bandit, bro. Dude, we are.
the feet
He's
bandit.
he's the feet bandit. We'll be at events, dude, and we'll just be chilling. We'll be fucking sleeping. This motherfucker will come in our rooms, get under our blankets, fucking flash on and everything, and take pictures of our fucking feet and send them in our group chat.
It's a little sus.
I am not even messing with you, dude. Brando, I could
The
out
reason-
you right now.
The reason
There's
why
a photo.
we're
I don't care. It's funny.
Oh, all right, hold on. I gotta look for this one. Keep
all
going,
right, but I was gonna say the reason why we bring up these things about Logan on the show in public is to hopefully let him know that the things he's doing are not okay. You know, he's scaring everyone. We want him to grow up as a normal boy, but you know,
Do we
he
though?
wants to. No, probably not.
No.
No, we're just gonna bully him some more.
Yeah.
Love you, Logie Bear. Hatch, you have the photo. I think I've
No,
covered
I'm
all I
looking for it,
could.
dude.
I was
I'm
stalling.
looking for it, bro. I'm trying. You know what?
Hold on.
I'll send it to you as soon. I'll send it to you as soon as we're done.
What's
and
the
dude,
time
this photo,
code? Now I gotta add some shit in.
dude, this photo of Brando will change your entire life. I am not even messing with you, dude.
No, we couldn't show feet.
We can't show
Yeah,
feet.
yeah,
That
we-
is true.
We could not. We would not be able to show this on here without a doubt.
Oh, there's
That would
feet.
be-
Okay, well, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry for this
Yes.
20-second build-up for nothing, listeners. We appreciate
No,
your time.
I apologize, but dude,
You want to talk
Oh my
about
God.
good audience retention? Yeah, this spot right here, it's going down. It's going down.
okay, let
Um,
me just say. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
No. Continue, because I'm going to a different topic. So continue.
No,
if you're good.
I actually prefer going on a different topic now.
Perfect. All right, perfect. So I was going to bring up one thing that actually applies to all three of you guys, and I wonder, I probably won't apply to me, but maybe it will. The NXL insurance policy thing. So how, what have you guys been hearing about that? Kind of what are your thoughts at least on it? I know, Matt, I wanted to get yours because we haven't heard yours yet.
Watched a YouTube video and it says insurance is a good defense. So that's my take on it. I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I was like, okay, so if we get hurt at the events, we'll be taken care of.
I will say, not trying to dox you, Matt, but you have a job that gives you benefits, I'm guessing,
Yes,
because
yeah.
of the stuff that not trying to dox you, but maybe other people in our sport probably don't have that. So I don't know. That definitely is awesome for guys who are in that situation where, just by going out and playing their game they love, they kind of have some protection there.
Yeah, that's big. I didn't put myself in those shoes, so definitely that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but thinking about it like that, yeah, it'd be huge because I mean, some people like if I decided to quit my job and just do YouTube full time, like life insurance and health insurance would be like one of the last things I'd think about because I'm like I want to spend as much money as I can on like what I'm actually making money on, like reinvesting. So, but yeah, that's a really good point that like. If I did decide to do that and I get hurt at an NXL event, that it's something that's covered. But yeah, I didn't put myself in those shoes because like for me, I've always like been covered. So it's like one of those things where I get hurt and I go there and I just, show them my card and I'm good. So
Yeah, whether it's through family or eventually an
Mhm.
employment or something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay.
it's not just at the events. It was actually extended even further.
It is,
to
or
where it was just practices or like
Mhm.
was it 3 or 4 at a minimum of like 3 or 4 players on the team get together for like a practice, just playing together. Like you're still covered under that.
Even like a normal weekend practice.
So
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
this
Damn.
part is kind of cloudy. The details on that specifically, it seems to change every time Tom talks about them. So I don't know what the final result would look like, but it does seem like there's going to be, at least at events and the couple practices around events, there's going to be a plan to have that, active. And then the other thing is, I think with that, he mentioned ID cards are now going to be like a year long type thing. So, you only need to buy one, at your first event of that year instead of having to rebuy an ID card every single event like you guys do now.
What?
Well,
I don't think I've ever had to buy.
No,
another ID
ours is
card.
just a year long.
oh,
Yeah.
yours is
Yeah.
already year long as well? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
actually okay. That's good to know then, because maybe I'm thinking about past events then. But I know there was stuff where it's like every time you show up, you'd have to like pay for your ID card print or whatever they.
If you
I
forget
think it's
it,
if you
yeah.
lose your if you forget it or lose it, it's like
Well, yeah, no, I know that part. I'm talking about there's legitimately been events in the past where every time you showed up, you had to buy a new ID
Okay.
card. And I'm not necessarily saying that's NXL, but maybe that was what Tom was trying to like make a standardization almost like to those leagues, or kind of point that out.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it, but I assume it's kind of like how high school football was for me, like where if you like hurt something, you can go in and get it checked out, and they can, recommend you to somebody else or do something like that, and that's kind of all covered. I haven't looked at it at all, but I'm assuming they're not going to be covering like surgeries and stuff like that are massive.
Yeah.
Amounts
like
of money.
ACL surgeries and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
Well, and I
but I'm
think-
assuming.
Yeah, life-threatening type stuff, first aid
Mhm.
type things, yeah, stuff
The
like
guy
that.
has a heart
you know.
attack on the field.
Well,
It's like,
yeah, I mean, obviously, if he has a heart attack on the field, they might. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what his deductible is. Maybe
Like,
that will
he's
be
got the
it.
NXL insurance. We're gonna hold off on this one.
Yeah.
Just give him a couple people's elbows. He'll be
It'll
all
be
right,
interesting
right?
because I think the other thing too is this project it's not developed yet. It's not actually out. It's just something that Tom has started talking about and getting hype and excitement for. So once it comes out, we'll be able to see like what some of those questions are, like who's providing
sound
it,
like it was out.
who is it partnered with. What Brandon?
You made it sound like it was out already.
Well,
I'll believe it when I see it, bro.
yeah, I guess it's hard to say because so if you listen to the Spick and Span show, he talks about it with certainty, but also in the last episode, he did just mention that this isn't finalized yet. Like the insurance company they're working with, they're still changing at things, and that's why like it went from being just at events to okay, events and practices. Maybe it's just now the whole year long. Like we don't fully know all those things because I think those are still kind of being figured out still. So, we'll see the finalized details when they come out. Hopefully for the first event. I'm pretty sure that was their idea. So,
Seems good for paintball. Seems like it's going in definitely the right direction, right? As like if it wants to be a professional league, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it definitely shows kind of commitment to safety, which certain individuals
sure.
definitely want to see before they start supporting something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's always a huge amount of like people that have clapbacks for things, and there's always people on the internet talking about the decisions are always going to be bad or something like that. Even like with gambling, I genuinely believe that these guys that have been in the sport for as long as I have been alive are making good decisions for it, and even if like we don't agree with all of them. Like the overarching themes are to push the sport forward and to get more people invested into it.
100%.
Because like yeah,
Like I do want to clear up. I'll go on record and say like I love Tom, and I think Tom Cole, he really wants to do great things for paintball. I think some of the ways he goes about it, I don't personally agree with, but I think his intentions are good. They are to grow the sport. They are to get more people out there. They are to potentially get, pros a little bit more money. Like, I think he does have those intentions. And so that's why, like, he has my support. I like Tom. I will also call out things I don't like because I think that's healthy. I think we need that in our sport instead of it becoming just this echo chamber of like, yeah, that's great. Oh, perfect. Like, open criticism is good.
So you want to hear one reason why I like Tom Cole?
What's up?
Brando was there for this one. So obviously, Sacramento DMG, they were pro last season at Cup. So obviously we're in the pits with them.
Oh.
And so me and Brando are like, all right, well, their pits are full. Fuck it. So we go and we jump over the fucking line and go into the grandstands, right? We don't got our grandstand wristbands or nothing like that, right? And Me and Tom Colt, bro, motherfucker's 10 feet behind us.
He's watching you guys do it.
Sees us do it, right? And he's like, he just fucking laughs it off. And he's like, all right, guys, no more of that, right? He laughed it off, and I was really respectable. He could have been a complete asshole about it, but dude, Tom Colt, he knows how paintball players are, right? He knows exactly how everybody is.
Well,
And
I
it's
think
the fact that, sorry, it was the fact that like we stopped and we looked. Like, all right, is anyone looking? No, and we sucked over, and Tom just walked right behind us. All right,
looked
guys.
around. Oh.
We're like, sorry, Tom. And then every time he passed, Micah came when Tom wasn't there. So like, we just kept growing. Micah came, Amber came, Nick came. Like, we just kept growing, and he's walking by, like looking at us,
Just shaking his head. Like,
Yep, every single time he walked past us, we're just like, fuck. I had my sunglasses on, so that was my ultimate defense card. Was my sunglasses?
you can't see my eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, just the same mustache. Not me.
Nah, yeah.
And I'm just like, it was that guy.
It was, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Yeah. No,
like Tom Cole.
I do have respect for him. I mean, I think he gets an undeserved amount of shit at times. Like, I've heard
Without
the
a doubt.
community go off on him. Like, dude, some of the guys in the Airbnb I was staying with, I won't name it because like I don't want them on blast, but they were going off on him pretty hard during the hurricane thing, and it was like, what do you want the man to do? Like, it's a fucking hurricane.
They
Like,
handled it so well.
yeah, no,
So well, yeah.
they did nothing but I think the right decisions during all that. And of course, you can look back and say like, oh, we could have done that, we could have done
this.
that. But that's hindsight. You know, you're always gonna have a better idea after the fact. So, no, I do think Tom and his staff definitely deserve appreciation, and they could do better, but that doesn't mean you can't give them props and credit for what they've grown and what they've definitely done for the sport.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, no one else is doing that. No one else is making that national X-ball league.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and he always has that point. It's right. He's like, if you want to play at the highest level of paintball, you come to my
Make
events. And it's like, you come here. And then that's the other statement is like, well, you want to do it, go against us, have fun. Like,
Yep, exactly.
Do it. Like,
Because the thing is, like, I mean, other companies like Astra tried to do it, right? WC is what, the next biggest one, probably.
but WC is still definitely a regional kind of size.
Without a doubt,
event.
definitely more towards West Coast, right?
But I would agree, it is one of the
that's
bigger.
the second,
yeah,
for sure, right? Even people, PB Fit even plays WC, right?
When I was gonna say, there is like the XTPL. I know there's a couple big ones on the East Coast that are like the bigger regional leagues, but they're still definitely like, they're catering to a specific area. They're catering to specifically the West Coast, or specifically kind of that Texas Midwest area, or
Yes.
stuff like that.
Do you play the MXXL or whatever, Matt?
No, so the MVPS is the like, the
MVPS.
biggest one that's closest to us. I thought about playing it, but that would add like the 5th tournament series to my bracket of tournament series that I'm trying to play. So I decided to hold off, especially like on my bank account after like paying for 3 tournaments back to back to back and flights and everything. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to hold off for a little bit. But the MVPS, I played one of them in 2021. And if you ever get a chance to watch that video, that is like some of the best barrel cam footage you'll ever get to see, because I was ranked D4, but I played D5, but I was playing.
I think I remember
D3
seeing that, and you were
I was
massacring.
like beasting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played like
You're
I had like
smurfing.
6.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I had like 6
Yeah.
barrel cam points, and 4 of them had like 4 packs in them. So
That's hype.
but
You're like,
but
content.
yeah, but it's like it's a mini NXL, because I mean they do it on like a plot of land that's next to like these it's a field next to like soccer fields that people play on.
Oh, wow.
So it's like right across the street from that, but it's the same like sports complex, and it's just this big field, and they go out and stick poles in the ground. They have the GI truck come out there with paint. They have vendors out there. You have they have an ID booth, a big one just like the NXL where you go in and get your ID. It's all that, they've got 4 fields, and they're all, not normal paintball fields. It's an actual, like, only made for the events. So it was really impressive to go there and see that. And I know, like, Enrique went out to the most recent one. And there's a ton of good players out there. And then I think Bunkerfest is going to be this. No, Bunkerfest is at whatchamacallit. But Chris originally wanted to do that too.
Bunkerfest is it's that giant party, right? In Texas?
Yeah. But I think one of them, he did set up all the fields and everything like that. I think it was 2021 or 2022. And then the CPXL is the local one for me. That's the Carolina Premier X-Ball League. And I've been playing that since it was the CPSL, which was the Speedball League. The first year they ever had the events, which was 2019. So that was like my first super competitive year of paintball where I actually played a full season. But yeah, that was like the first year they had 5-man, and that was the first year that I actually started playing competitively, and so I've been playing that ever since. And Scuba Steve's the guy that runs that, and I do videos for him. I play in the events. I just kind of like help him as much as I can because I know that's kind of like giving back to the sport and really helping like the local scene because all those guys know me. And so to like highlight all of them and not me in the videos and like kind of showing all the cool stuff that Will and AJ capture when they're out there is pretty cool to do all that and just like do it for free just so that Steve can like have promotional stuff.
Yeah,
For sure, man.
It's kind of like my charity for paintball.
I will
dude,
cut
true
in
paintball
here.
patriot, dude.
I will cut in here a little bit because so Brandon, when he mentioned Scuba Steve, your face lit up. Do you know him or? Is
Nah,
that...
I just
Oh, you like the
Scuba
name?
Ski.
Okay, I was gonna see because Brandon, you're one of those guys in paintball. It's like, do you know this person? Maybe like, but
Seems like everybody fucking knows Brando.
Yeah,
It's like his
like,
cousin that
he's
worked
like-
at Die with
that.
his
Yeah,
dad.
exactly. Like that's what happens when you're the son of the
Yeah.
original OG Iron Man creator or grandson. Sorry, of the OG Iron Man
Yeah.
creator.
My grandpa read the Bible and then was like, let's go play some paintball after church. And that's how it all started, guys. You should have seen it.
Yeah, and now
blow darts.
20 years later, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
So.
That is so fucking badass.
Yeah. Well, hey, dude, you know what's crazy is I almost spoiled things. I almost said things I shouldn't have. I was gonna say some names that were gonna add the list of Ironman players, but I don't think those have been announced yet. Well, I mean, the first event's coming up. Like they have to put a roster in. They have like 2 weeks
No, they did.
before
They
it
did.
launches. They
No,
did.
It's up. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Up on PVLI.
Okay. Well.
Oh,
Oh.
you're talking about the good lineup.
Well, okay. I saw that one. Yeah,
You're
they
talking
had
about
fucking
the good lineup.
they had
Gotcha.
Billy Wing, Podesta, like just every OG. Yeah, no, it'll be cool. See the dudes.
I
who
saw
are getting
Ollie
some
on there.
opportunities. The GOAT, yeah. I mean, he played on
Yeah,
that
as soon
team.
as I saw Ollie on there, I actually, dude, when I saw Oliver Lang, I was like, holy shit. And then I saw Billy Wing and all these old, I was like, all right, they got me.
Yeah. Well, and then that's like,
These silly jokers.
I mean, what's kind of funny with that too, because that reminds me of a little fun fact about Dynasty. But did you guys know Yosh played on Iron Man for a very brief amount of time?
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I kind of expected Brandon to do that. Yeah, Matt, okay, that surprises me. But, yeah, no, it's...
Despite what everyone believes, I listen to like all the paintball podcasts that are like relevant to me. So PTG, y'all, from the Center 50, like all of y'all get the 3 hours of my week or however long all the 3 episodes take, so I can
Fuck
listen
yeah.
to everything y'all talk about.
No, and I appreciate that, man. But yeah, no, I think that is kind of a funny thing to mention because a lot of people think, the Holy Trinity, Alex, Yosh, and Ryan, they never left. Well, no, it's just Alex and
Only 2 of
Ryan.
them.
They're the only 2 who've never been in a different
Damn.
team color. And that's
so
why,
crazy to
like,
think about.
that's why Frazier loves loyalty. Like he's big on that stuff, and that's
Hey, dude.
Yeah,
I agree.
Ryan is
Well,
pretty
Tell
much-
him I'm
dude.
still waiting for my bands.
you got to remind him. You got that happens sometimes. He's got a lot on his plate. But yeah, so speaking of, I mean, we talked recently about filming some stuff for them during the layout weekend. So gonna be working on that. Got Dynasty content coming. Well, actually, it's probably not coming up. You'll probably not see it for like a year, but it'll come at some point, and it'll be in something.
Ryan's
Yeah,
working. Ryan's
They
working.
they just picked up Chris, which is really
Yep,
cool because
Chris
Chris
Shear.
lives in
Big fan of
Charlotte.
Chris.
He lives in Charlotte, so he comes out to the field and drills whenever I'm out there too. So
Sick. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
personal
me and
lookup,
him
yeah.
talk. Yeah, me and him talk a lot. So it was it's pretty cool to see him get picked up by them. I know he was super excited to play with Revo this year, and then whenever they said that he got picked up, the first thing in my head I said was the kid in him was not gonna let himself
Yeah.
not play for Dynasty because he came up playing with the Ironman too. So like he was out there practicing against Dynasty and being around Dynasty, being like the kind of getting beat up kind of guys, I assume. But like
I guarantee.
said
you,
that-
I guarantee you, if you gave any pro in the league an opportunity to play on Dynasty,
There always still was.
75 to 80% would just say fuck it, and yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Like,
But I said that in my head, and then literally like 2 hours later, there's like a post of him saying the kid in me didn't,
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
let
that's
myself.
exactly right.
And
Yeah,
I was
100.
like,
Yeah,
I knew it, I knew it.
called that shit.
I don't know him. I don't know him super personal, but like I was like, I knew that the kid in him would not let himself,
Just knowing his
not do that.
background.
But like think about how close they were to like beating Dynasty multiple times and like making it to the finals, and like that was huge. And he's a very methodical player when you watch him play like on the field, because he doesn't gun battle, he doesn't risk himself, he's always checking everything off. And it's like that's something that's like super annoying if you can't shoot at somebody but they're always in
Super
really good
annoying.
positioning. Like they'll poke their head out really low
Yep,
and you're like,
the lay down
yeah,
head check,
yeah, you're
annoying
like,
as hell. I
you
love
just
doing
don't
it.
expect it. And then you're like, okay, he knows I'm posted here, so either I have to like go do something, or I have to switch up my job, or I can just stay here and then get snapped out by him. But
Eventually,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but yeah, it's like stuff like that is like very very impressive whenever you're looking at it from a super high level like paintball. Like IQ is like you can learn stuff like that. Like I do the low head checks now, and I did it to some guy the other weekend. He was like, "Bro, that was impressive. I've never had anyone do that." And I was like, "Man, I was like, I just watch people do it, and I'm like, you never expect my head to
Because
be next
I
to
was
the
gonna say,
ground when
because
it
like,
pops
let's
out."
say this is the Dorito, they expect you to be here. If your
Yeah.
head's here, you're not gonna get hit. Like,
Yeah.
No way,
And,
bro.
and it's even better when they don't even recognize it, because then you're just like, oh, and then you just pop up and shoot them. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things like watching him. He's kind of found his play style, and he does it really well. And so like that was cool to see
Very
him
well.
get that. But yeah, like just thinking about how close they were to actually being one of the top teams, and then they lose like one of their top players to go to the top team. But
no, I
I
mean
think.
that Revo line was definitely impressive.
They also
Yeah,
lost Rob Velez to Blast Camp.
Mhm.
yeah. Rob's like a from I don't know him and I haven't watched a ton, but from what I've seen, I played against him like once. He's like a job guy, so like he's really good
He
at doing
is.
jobs.
I
But
noticed
I like
that,
you,
like,
yeah,
when I was watching him like with Impact and when they were practicing here, it definitely seemed like that was the position they'd always want him to be in, was like, setting up a job, kind of a strong kind of, doing something, like maybe not the most flashiest of player, but he's reliable. He's doing his job. He's doing the dirty shit that no one wants to talk about.
yeah. But I think Reva is still gonna be just as good, because I mean they picked up Shorty, they picked up Silos, and then they also picked up Caleb Abel. So like Caleb's a beast.
He's a really good player, dude.
Yeah,
That
he's
guy's really
he's really
underrated.
good. Everyone knows how good Steelos is. I mean, people are willing to pay money to have him play with them. Now that Revo has like a guy backing the team with money, it's kind of easier. And then
That's so
Sean is
nice
like
to
one of
see.
Sean is one of those guys that like just does crazy shit that you don't expect. Like he'll just run to your side of the field and shoot three people, and you're like, what just happened? Or he'll dive over the snake beam to get into the 50 snake, and you're like, what? I didn't think that somebody would do that,
I
but
was
he
not
did
aiming
it.
for that.
You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, so that was the
yeah.
one thing I didn't check off. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect him to go under the snake beam to get into the snake, guys. Sorry.
Is there a gap there? Is that legal? What the fuck?
But yeah, I mean, I think that adding all that, I think the thing they struggled with last year was like a snake presence, and then they get all those guys. They lost Chris, but they picked up Silas, and Silas can play the Doritos just as good as like a lot of other people in the NXL. So I think that he's gonna fill a gap. It's obviously not the same play style. Silas is like a very fast kind of guy, whereas Chris is like get to a spot fast, and then he kind of moves up the field pretty slowly. But I think it'll still be fun to watch them, especially like with them putting all those pieces together. Whereas they've been kind of the same team for the past couple of years.
Revo's gonna be so. I like Henry Sense. I think that Henry Sense is my favorite player on Revo.
Yeah, he's super. He's so fun to watch because he does back center stuff really well, right?
I
Like he
agree.
does like 2 and 3 stuff really well, to where it's like if you know what you're watching, you're like, this man knows what he's doing, dude. And like
Mhm.
he has really good fundamentals where like he sets up and shoots like the same way all the time. That's a big indicator for me, is like, is your gun moving whenever you set up to when you roll out? Like are you swinging your gun around? Are you doing stuff like, are you holding your gun differently every time you set up? And like whenever I watch him, it's like the same stuff every time. Him and Benny
Mechanically
Carroll.
perfect.
Yeah. Like those
Well,
are
that's
things that I recognize.
that's a huge thing in a lot of sports. It's you build that muscle memory, so even like your whole routine is the same. Like, I bring it up sometimes, but when I was in trap shooting in high school, everything up from how I loaded my shell in my gun to closing the chamber to bringing it up to then getting my like sight target, that was the same every single time, because it kind of like almost gets your body ready and like, oh, we know this. Yeah, we're about to do this thing next. Like, oh, okay, now and pull and shoot. Cool. Like it's there's a lot to that, like no wasted movement, knowing, kind of where everything should be. And a lot of that's gained from just time under gun. Like you don't get that by, not playing points or, not running drills. Like it's something that you can't really just like read a, Wikipedia article, watch a YouTube video. Like you can't really pick it up over that type of like stuff.
Yeah, I'm the hugest proponent of drills. Like if you're not doing your drills, you're probably
You're
gonna
missing out, dude. You're gonna slack.
Yeah,
You're fucking yourself, honestly. Like
I always
it's-
tell people, it's like this one guy came out the other day and was playing points. He's like, man, it's my first time. It's just I'm trying to get used to it. I was like, dude, this is literally like us throwing shoulder pads on you and saying, go play football, and like putting you in a game. I was like, what do you do when you first join football? You learn the fundamentals. You learn how to tackle. You learn how to, cover somebody. You learn how to block. You learn how to throw a football. You learn how to catch a football. And I said, the pros in the NFL still do that stuff. I was like, but when you play paintball, people just show up and want to play points. I was like, that's like running 11 on 11 at practice for football, the entire practice. I was like, it doesn't make sense. I was like, if you're not working on your fundamentals and focusing on that a large amount of the time, you're going to be fundamentally wrong when you play it, and then you're just going to suck. And I was like, dude, you literally just got the football pads thrown on your shoulders and throw it out into the middle of the game and said, like, yeah, go tackle, Saquon Barkley, good luck. But like, that's literally what it is with paintball. All these people are just like, let's just play points all the time. And I'm like, dude, if we don't drill for 80% of the time we're on the field, dude, we're probably going to suck at playing points. And I was like, it allows us to be proactive. Like, if we can shoot really good off the break, guess what? It's, it's a, 54 every single time. Like, we've got to kill. It's like, if we can snap them out every single time when they're posted on us, or if we can win every gun battle that we do, I was like, we are proactive players. We can still be
makes
aggressive.
The game
and we're
so much easier.
Even if you can make that
so
50-50 gunfight 60-40, that
It's-
10%
yeah.
advantage, any little thing.
You talk to
Right.
any gambler and you tell them you're giving them a 10% advantage, they're gonna they'll do whatever it takes to get that. So it's like you got to think of it like in PayPal too. You got to get that extra percent.
Yeah, and even like 2021 was a big year where I invested a lot of time into drilling. Even like at World Cup, there was literally shots that I was hitting that I was like, oh, I hit that after shooting like my fifth ball out of my gun. Like my first ball hit him. I was like, oh, like even against y'all hatch, like there was a time I get to the 50 snake and I like head check and I saw your corner guy and I pulled out my gun and my first ball hit him right in his hand. And I was like, dude, if I had missed that, he'd be in his bunker and then I don't shoot him at all, right?
Well,
and
and
like
that shot happened because I guarantee you, I know for a fact, like you haven't told me, but I know at your guys' home field, you set up that shot, you were in the snake and you were shooting that corner. Like you were practicing.
yes.
Yeah, I know you
Yes,
were. Yeah.
I did it so much, dude.
Because
And
you would like that may be where a shot I have to make. So I'm going to practice that shot. I'm going to get good at that shot and came through.
I remember that weekend before, we were out there until I think like 6 in the afternoon, just like shooting at cones, and everyone left and I just stayed out there and shot at cones still because I was like, I want to have this shit down. And it paid off, man, because I hit so many shots that I didn't expect to hit. It's like the shots when you pull off, you can shoot 3 balls and you come in and you hear the ref yell and like
You see
yell
the ref
hit.
go
Like fadeaway
Yeah,
shot.
and you're
You're
like,
like,
Oh, so nice.
I did that.
I
Oh,
hit
shit.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember there was one point it was against TNB and I got in their snake and I like wrapped their snake and I see 2 guys just lined up and they're both looking at me and I squeezed off about like 4 balls and I came in and I hear them yell hit and I come out and both the guys are walking off and I was like,
So nasty.
dude, because you get in there and I'm like, oh, and I come in and I hear yell hit and I look out and both the guys are walking off and I'm like, dude, like I couldn't have planned it better. But yeah, it was like it's one of those things where like those drills and me doing that allowed me to be fundamentally ready that anytime I come out, wherever my gun's pointing, is where I want to shoot. It's not like my gun's off and I'm rolling out and my gun's hitting the bunker instead of them.
Yeah.
But like those are the things that help. And then even at my fields, like people will watch me and oh yeah, you're really good. You play really fast and you hit your shots and I'm like, well, that didn't come because I played points every weekend. That came because I came out here on a Saturday at 9:30, and did speed work to get faster, and then worked, until 4 o'clock in the afternoon just on snap shooting. It's like that's the shit that made me actually hit those shots.
No,
not
you're
because
right.
I'm
And like, I mean,
gifted.
even relating it back to me, like I don't I don't play competitively as much anymore. But when I went out for that X-Ball tournament, you know, the weekend before, I went out to the field and I didn't just run points. I spent most of the time I was drilling with little Evan, because I was like, all right, let's, you know, how does it feel to snap again? You know, like, how does it feel to lane again? Like, you kind of had to, you know, like, I wasn't worried about necessarily like the chaos of game. I was just like, let's get these fundamentals kind of on, and then we can worry about everything else. Like, if I can't even hold a lane, we're fucked up from the start.
Yeah, it goes even into like shooting video. It's like if your settings are off, your video is gonna be dog water, bro. It's gonna look so bad.
No, just
It's gonna
auto
be-
everything, Matt. What are you talking about? Just autofocus, auto
everything.
exposure, auto shooting,
But-
auto.
but yeah, if you, I mean, you could do all that, but say like somebody gives you a camera that doesn't have any of that, because obviously we don't, right? So it's like, yo,
That's the
you
joke
know,
I was
figure it out, and then like your video's blown out, your audio's all off, you know, white balancing isn't what it needs to be. Just all this stuff is off. Your aperture's like way too wide or way too tight, and you're like, you get it, and you're like, oh, you know, I missed the shot. It's really what it was. You know, you missed the shot, you blew it. So it's the same thing whenever it comes to like paintball and stuff. It's like dial in your settings, know what you have to be on, and then when you pick up the camera, it's like everything you shoot's gonna look good.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Hatch? I know it was before you jump back in.
Let me think. You guys get me going sometimes, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
no,
lie.
and then you're just okay, and then you're done. All right.
Okay, because at least like for me and Brando love doing this shit. Is we will set up like a high intensity like circuit, right? Where it's like you're going to a certain spot, snapping this guy out, trying to move like efficiently to where it's like because it's like if you can see the cone before we try to do it to where if you can see this cone, right? Obviously that cone can see you, right? So it's like try to keep as slender as possible, right? And it's like
Listen here,
you know,
kids. If you can see the cone can see you. Damn it.
dude. What can I say,
Shoot,
dude?
dodge the ball.
Literally, dude. The 5Ds of
The
dueling.
5Ds of dueling.
Right? So it's like just little stuff like that. I remember just like what you said. I remember running those like the weekend before Cup, and then at Cup it was just like natural. You're just going boom, 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 constantly just going down that Doritos line, just constantly killing people, right? Because it's second nature. You don't even have to think about where you're gonna shoot.
I'll say,
So-
you know, okay, you're out there, you're listening to this podcast, you're a D5 player, you're like, okay, what the fuck do these semi-pro players, a pro cameraman, and a D3 player, what do they know? Well, don't take it from us. You want to know who does the most drilling? Like, literally, the most drilling? It's Alex Goldman and Brandon Cornell. Those
guys
kids
literally do.
spend almost every single
Hours.
weekend down at ASG just drilling. They're not playing points. They're not doing that shit. They wait until team practices to do that. No, when they go out to the field, they're, you know, slide drills. They're doing running and gunning. Like, they're just working on the stuff that, you know, they can refine. Well, they aren't, you know, there isn't a whole team there to practice. So, shit, you know, you don't believe me? That's fine. Believe Mouse, because he's pretty fucking damn good at this game.
You know, when the Michael Jordan of paintball is fucking, you know, it's like
Yeah, what do what he does.
monkey see, monkey do, bro. Monkey see, monkey do.
It's not be like Mike, it's be like Mouse.
Yeah.
You know who's doing that too at Capital Edge, man.
Little Evan.
And it,
Little Evan.
Dude, it makes me feel bad.
Lil
It-
fucking
like,
Evan, dude.
It's like, God damn, what the hell am I doing?
Evan
We go out
Middleton
there-
drills the most out of any person at Capital Edge.
I agree.
He's
Let
the
me tell
first
you.
one there.
Before
Yes,
first
anyone
one
is
there.
before even when anyone even has their setup together, he's on the field, mask on, full pod pack, running laps to warm up.
Yeah.
He does that
And let me
before
say-
anyone else. He's usually
Dude.
out there first, like, come on guys, we gonna play paintball? Like, let's go. Like, I'm bored. Like, as he's snap
And when
shooting,
no
waiting
one's-
to play.
When
Like,
no one's ready to play, he's shooting.
Evan's
He's running
team
and gunning.
is full of slackers compared to Evan.
yeah.
I am not even messing around. It is
Yeah.
not even close.
And I will
Dude,
say,
I don't even see his teammates
I
practice.
will say a tiny bit to kind of not take away, but he does have kind of that family support and that parental support, so that definitely does
course.
help a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong; it's Evan's motivation. He wants to be out there. He wants to be doing that.
Yeah, he's the guy who's choosing.
But yeah, it's dude, Pat. Whatever you did with that kid, man, keep
Kid
doing
motivates
it.
me, man.
Keep doing it because he's yeah. I'm so excited to see where he goes.
Shout out to Pat, dude, a true pioneer of young person paintball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he's-
the stuff
he's-
they did with the Hermans and kind of bringing that up.
So badass.
Little Ev seems popular. Everyone's kind of
Dude, even Marsh
a
is talking
fan
about
of
him now.
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say,
yeah,
everyone's kind of a fan of him. I think he's followed me since like 2020 on Instagram, So like when he was like, I don't know, maybe 12 or I don't know how old he
Yeah.
was in.
I saw a
Well,
picture of him
ETG
not that
kid.
long ago. He looks super young. Like a
Yeah.
year ago.
He used to wear his
So I
teddy bear
always,
beanie all the time.
yeah,
The
his
fucking
teddy bear
ears with the
beanie.
fucking
Yeah,
ears.
and he's still
Yeah.
snapping you out.
God
Yeah, it
damn,
was
what a
always
beast.
impressive to see his head cam or his barrel cam stuff, and I was like, oh, this kid can ball. Like I would, if I was playing against him, I'd be like, we have to worry about this guy because he knows what he's doing. But that's another big thing I tell people. I was like, dude, the scariest player is the one that doesn't hesitate, and like that's like whenever I would watch him, I was like, he doesn't hesitate. So it's like one of those things where it's like, when he gets the opportunity, he takes it, right? So like watching that, you're like, okay, somebody knows how to play paintball. And then hearing, like when to do the drills, that kind of like touches my heart because that's how I am. I'm the first person to the field every single weekend. Saturdays there's no one at the field, it's just me. So I'm the only person out there drilling. I get there at 9:30 in the morning and I'm doing speed drills and then, going into my other drills and I'm there until 4, 3 or 4 in the afternoon. But like that's something that like if you do all that, like you said, Mouse and freaking Brandon are doing it every single weekend, like it pays off, right? There's no secret formula to being a good paintball player. It's just time behind the gun and refining the skills. It's the same thing with like anything else, except for paintball. You don't have to be genetically gifted, right? You can be whoever you are and still, just put the time in and be good at paintball. Whereas like football, basketball, you got to be tall, you got to be fast. Like paintball, dude, if you're good on your gun,
Dude,
Being short helps. Being short definitely helps a little bit.
well,
yeah, it does help.
yeah, but it's the only game where that helps. Like Kyle Spica,
Yeah,
no
literally.
offense, Kyle, you would not be professional in any other sport, and that's just your height.
You'd be
Like
like
you would have
like
to
a
be.
horseback rider.
yeah,
A jockey? A
Be
jockey?
a jockey, yeah.
That's even meaner. Come on, guys. I'm not saying he's that short, but no, for this sport, it helps him out a lot because he can play spots that my ass just can't play. So it's like it definitely has its advantages, but at the same time, I mean, complete opposite side of the spectrum in both height and weight, you have a guy like Colt Lukau who still gets it done. And
That guy doesn't miss.
maybe he's bigger, but dude, he's still moving. He's still out there. He hits all of his shots. Like, he's showing that, yeah, you don't need to necessarily be, a Matt or a Hatch or a Brandon, to still be an effective paintball player. Now, don't get me wrong. Working out helps. Having cardio
Without a doubt.
helps. Like Colt will still outrun you, but yeah, I don't know. He likes his food, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I would love to gun battle him. I got the other day Chris asked if I wanted to one-on-one him, and so I ran probably like 25 to 30 one-on-ones with Chris, me and him. And so I was just having a blast, like trying to, outsmart this, one of the best Dorito players in the league, and trying to like get him with one balls. And there were several times when I just like, did a quick snap and we get him, and that felt really good. So I would love to like, I always try. I have a list of people that are like really good gunfighters that I would love to like do one-on-ones with, or if I had to pick somebody to go out on one-on-ones, like there's a list. So like I would love to like go out and gunfight Colt for just like drills for a weekend, just to see how it is, how good he is, because there's a lot of things you can learn from somebody being really good at one-on-ones and just like take it into actual tournaments and actual play. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, like people talk about this in video games all the time, but it's a similar kind of concept of, game awareness or field awareness, understanding because of what's happening where people potentially might be. And yeah, it may not be perfect, but it at least just gives you that sort of like second sense or sixth sense where it's like, well, okay, I know for a fact no one's fucking over there because no shit's going over there, so they have to be over here. Like little things like that again, you just pick up the more you play points, the more time you spent, the more you watch high level paintball, like, yeah, it's this game is difficult. It is difficult to master, but it is damn fun.
How far do you live away from a field, Matt? How far is your closest field?
So I live about 35 minutes from PVC Rock Hill, which is where you see a lot of my videos out of.
Gotcha.
I used to live 2.5 hours away from it, and that was like one of the closest fields when I was in college for the past 5 years. So like people always say like, oh man, it's like an hour and a half, dude. And I know Hatch, you have to drive a far ways to go to practice, but like my closest field was an hour. In college, and that field, like the compressor wouldn't work half the time and the bunkers would deflate after like 2 points. So like I used to drive 2 hours just to do drills on Saturdays, but drive 2.5 hours to go practice. And then now that I live in Charlotte, I've got like 2 fields within 30 minutes of me, so it's pretty nice that
So
that I'm at
badass.
that point.
Helps
Yeah,
out,
it's
yeah.
really nice. Yeah.
My local field closed, dude. My local field, dude, COVID hit it, and they just never recovered, bro.
That sucks, dude.
I remember, so this field, dude, it's in like a valley, right? And so they never wanted to put like air compressors down near the field. So, dude, I would call it the fucking walk of shame, where you would have to fucking walk up this super steep ass hill just to fill up your tank, right? And because they had like certain liability insurance where it's like, dude, I couldn't even drill by myself. They're like, you have to have a rep on the field. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking kill myself, right? And it's like, they didn't want like certain insurance to like run the lines all the way down to like feed air down to there. So it was like, bruh, like people after like a point, people would get all their tanks, put them in a paint box, and like walk up the hill with all their tanks.
Not even bring their gat anymore. Just
not even bring your gat anymore. Because it's like, dude, they wouldn't let you fill it up. They wouldn't let you fill it
Yeah.
up. They would have to fill it up for you.
And you wonder why it closed too, man.
Yeah, and you wonder. I mean, exactly.
Exactly. And it's just like, you know.
And like, don't get me wrong.
Little
Don't get me
things
wrong.
like that.
Refs, you know, like the way Capital Edge does it, where like they kind of have the air station, and like there's always a ref there. You know, like if you don't know what you're doing, they'll help you out. But you know, on your guys' side, they're like, you guys are grown ups. You know, you should know how to fill your tank by now. And if you
know
don't,
what you're doing.
You're an idiot, and someone will help
And
you.
at least the thing is, right, there's so many people around where we are to where it's like if somebody did not know what they were doing, we would be able to show them, right?
Mhm.
Like we would all be able to see somebody be like, whoa, that guy does not know how to hook up a tank. Be like, yo, I got you, dude.
Hey, you're about to blow out all of our ears right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, literally.
That happens a lot too, though. So
I always fucking say, I'm like fucking noob, and I'm like noob, like turn around like real quick, right? So no one knows it was me saying it. So I always got to get it out real quick.
So, pro tip, if you never filled up your tank before, when you put the thing on, pull on it a little bit. Give it a little tug, you know, make sure it's actually seated on there. So when the second you push air into it, it doesn't just go poof and like blow off and have the I've had the hose like hit me before. Like I was standing next to this dude and it blew off and like hit me in my leg, and I was like, motherfucker, that was way too close, because it was way too close.
The goodie bags, bro. That would have been sucked.
It would have been. I would not have needed my bottom half fish anymore. So
My man, dude.
that's called a
Bottom half
callback
fish
in the
for
biz. That's how we do it.
bottom half fish, bro, for life.
I'm so glad you answered that question. But yeah, all right. So I am probably gonna wrap it up now. The show's been going on for we're getting close to like the 2 hour 15 mark here. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Matt, we could have a 6 hour long show with you on. There's always more things to talk about.
I love picking your mind, bro.
I probably
love
talk
picking
too
your
much too sometimes. So
No, that's my job, bro.
That's
I talk
Hatch's
way
job.
too
Yeah, he's
much,
the
bro.
overtalker.
Holy shit, dude. So, I'm trying.
Me
I'm
and
trying.
Brandon are just.
Brando is the fucking undertalker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I need to like
I
take
get
some
up,
from
you make
Hatch and give it to Brandon.
Dude, I try to send him my vibes. I even try to get him warmed up playing Valorant right before, you know, get the mood talking. Dude, no call outs on Valorant.
No
either.
comms.
What the fuck you guys are talking about?
Dude, I'm like, dude, he's heaven, bro. He's heaven, dude. CT heaven, bro.
Where
and
is
Brando's
heaven?
like, and Brando's like,
Yeah, Brandon's like, he's above me. Did Jesus Christ? Is he even playing?
yeah, Brando goes, you know, I hear a lot of footsteps around me. I'm like, all right, on my way.
He's just by
So-
himself on a site solo. Like,
Yeah, but
I'm
at least
scared.
Ryan and Brando, have you guys at least been having fun? At least the past couple times
Yeah.
we've been playing Valorant.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think that comes with an asterisk.
Why?
I'd have more fun if I got kills.
Well, so
kills.
no,
Hey,
it's not that.
You did better than somebody.
You did, and we're not gonna name him because he'll get really pissed.
It was okay.
It was okay. No, I think playing with you has its own learning curve, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing a game like Valorant, that's a very competitive, you know, like team-based shooter, you would think your team is gonna try and, you know, maybe strategize, maybe talk about where we should go, maybe, you know, do have some good call-outs. No, if you're on Hatch's team, fuck all that, because you're not getting any of it. You're going to get knives in the back, not from him to you, but from him to the other team, because he's going to prioritize knife kills the whole match. At one point, he's going to do something that makes him laugh so hard that for the next 40 to 30
I
seconds,
cannot stop,
you aren't
dude.
going to be able to hear dick. So I don't care if anyone's running around you, you're not going to hear them.
The patented Hatch laugh.
Yeah,
Dude,
now don't get me wrong.
Recently, it has been so bad, dude.
So that's why I say there's a learning curve, because don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast now. My first couple games, I was not really ready for it, and I was like, "Are we
he's
trying?
like, dude, fuck,
what,
man, fuck.
What are we doing?" And then
Right.
I've now come around to it. But yeah, it's different than what you would expect in a normal. Hey, bro, let's play some ranked.
Yeah, dude, we have this whole thing where it's like the second one person gets a knife kill, the guy who gets the knife kill goes, all right.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say that one. Like, you are a fucking weenie boy if you do not get a knife kill, right? And
I
so,
think you can replace Weenie Boy, Matt. I think you know
right?
where
And
it
then
goes there.
At this point, right, everybody is fucking throwing, trying to get a goddamn knife kill, and it is the funniest shit I've ever seen, dude.
Well, it's
Oh
funny
my-
because I refuse to do that, so I'll just keep playing. But like,
He's like, I'm
it
a
is
weenie boy,
funny.
I accept it.
I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I'm okay. That's me. But dude, it's hilarious because yeah, like you'll be like crossed up watching two angles, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, we're fine, and then you'll get dinked from behind. You'll be like, where did I die? Because
And it's
they've
just-
now
you'll just see
like
AK like this,
been
you'll just see AK like
walking
this. He's just like-
behind,
he's just
like
like-
trying to slow walk up. Yeah, like I'm gonna get
Just
you.
slowly walking up behind a guy with a knife. It is like the funniest thing ever.
And you're like, oh, that's why I died. Okay, thanks, buddy.
It's like, hey, worth it.
Worth it.
You got it. So,
But yeah,
dude,
man. So, we definitely, I mean, that started out as saying goodbye to Matt and we went somewhere else. But we definitely will have Matt back on the show, sometime within the next coming months, maybe after a couple of
I love
months
you,
or
Matt.
so. But yeah, no, you always have his open invite and we love having him on the show. Couple little last minute things. Actually, here, before I get to my promotion, Matt, where can people find you? You want to shout out your channel and everything real quick?
Well, if you don't know, now you know. Mattthegymrat on everything social media wise, even a Twitter, guys. I think that us as paintball players have been slacking on the Twitter game.
Don't use Twitter.
hey, I'm on there. I'm following you right now.
So Matt_Gymrat for that, and then on Instagram it's Mattthegymrat with 2 T's on the rat, and then everything else is Mattthegymrat. And just a big shout out to Lone Wolf Paintball and Max Paintball as sponsors for myself. And I guess the biggest thanks I got to give is to Will, AJ, and Alex for making all my content possible. Because if I didn't have those guys behind cameras, none of the stuff that I do would get out to people in nearly as high quality. So huge thanks to them.
Shout out to the boys. And speaking of, if you guys, he just mentioned Will there. If you go back like a couple episodes, I think it was 22, 23, one of those, we actually had Will on 40 Media, who he's talking about. So, if you get through this show and you want to hear maybe a little more about, kind of what goes on in the behind the scenes of the Mattthegymrat world, yeah, head over there. You'll get some more answers. But all right, well, I guess it's time for me to do my plugs. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. You got to rate the show. We actually have been getting ratings, so we appreciate that, and that support helps. Here's my pitch. It's free. It takes you 30 seconds, and, that's all I got. But it helps us out immensely. It gets us up in the algorithm. And like I said, it's free. So if you hate it later, you can take it back if you really want to. On those same platforms, so podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the show so then you'll get notifications whenever the content is live and ready to go. We also have the Patreon. So we've actually, I don't think we mentioned it during this one, so we'll have to bring it up. But on the Patreon members get early access to all the podcasts as well as video content, bonus content, things that come out under the Mafia Productions brand. So the dual video went up there early. This podcast will go up there early. They come out about a week or so early. So yeah, head over there. That's patreon.com I'm fucking up the URL. patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. So I'm going to say that one more time. Patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. There we go. I got the right one. So that's
good, dude.
That's Patreon. Another link coming at you guys, MafiaDigitalMedia.com. That one, it's a little more complicated, but MafiaDigitalMedia.com.
Hey, that's the merch one. That's the merch one.
And yeah, that one is it's merchandise. So you get hoodies. We got those there. I actually have the shirt on today. Dude, it's so comfy. Like the Bella shirts, I really like them. They're buttery soft and hey, they look good. So go grab yourself some merch.
Dude, I wear my hoodie every practice, dude.
He does. Rolling up with that. He's not lying. He legitimately does.
I'm always rolling up, dude.
And then last but 100% not least, we got to thank our friends over at Liquid IV. That's the wrong side of the box. Where's the front of the box? There's the front of the box.
Thank you, Liquid IV.
Liquid IV, supporting the show. One last time, make sure you guys use code Mafia_Moffitt if you want to try out any of their products. You'll save some money, and it helps us out, and we look good in their eyes. So we want to do that because they've helped us out. So thank you, and code will be down in the description for that. But yeah, guys, that's a show. I think that's a podcast. I think we're out of here.
Yes.
I
Love
do
you, Matt.
feel bad. Matt, you have work in the morning, right?
I do.
I'm so sorry.
It's 12:30.
I'm on call too, so if they call me in 30 minutes, I have to go in and help.
Oh, fucking shit.
Oh,
Well, I
damn.
hope that doesn't
all right,
happen.
though.
But if you guys see an Instagram story from a tired rat tomorrow, just know that this is the reason why. But thank you for everyone for tuning in. You know, for the guys who are always here, Brandon, Brando, Baird, and Steven Hatch. Oh, the mullet. He had to show it off at least one time.
Dude. Hey, we need to get those bangs cut up, bro. We need to get those bangs.
Yeah, we
trimmed
got
up,
it
man.
trimmed up. All right, let's get out of the show. But for them, and then as well as Mattthegymrat, I am Ryan Mafia Moffat. Thanks for listening to the show, and we hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.